confession if I was like, you look like the sun! Just a horrible, horrible show for all. But here's the confession part. I like to drink by myself sometimes. I live alone. I come home and have a cocktail hanging out with myself, and I love it. Why are so many people act like drinking always needs a witness? There's a bad way and a good way to drink alone. Just like there's a bad way and a good way to drink in public. You can't be like in your kitchen just like, Jaeger bombs! Also, the booze at my house, I'll tell you something about the booze at my house. It's free. Free of charge. If you lived in a pizzeria, would you go out to get pizza? If you lived in a noodle factory, would you send out for noodles? If I make another stupid analogy, will you understand my point? Drinking at home's the best. I just plain don't want other people to see me drunk. A bunch of spectators standing around watching as I forget basic vocabulary and try to control my equilibrium. Just like, look, top heavy almost fell over trying to pick up that cigarette machine. Being home alone drunk just makes my night at home way better. Suddenly that Boy Meets World DVD is hilarious. Just me, a little sip of rye, Topanga, talking back to the TV like, I don't care what anybody says, you're the best savage, brother. Let the world have Fred. I'm a Ben guy all the way. Crying a little bit for no reason. But here's the best part of drinking at home, all by your lonesome. You don't need to know the bartender. You are the bartender. He knows just how you like it, and he gives the best hand jobs.
What do you guys give me if I kill that bird? Barbara, that's a bald eagle. Get away, baldy! Yeah!
Welcome, everybody. It's the Wort with Mike and Pete.
What's up?
Live on govsradio.com, streaming live on our YouTube page. We also right now going live to Instagram.
Ruh-roh.
I don't think they'll be able to hear the background music, which I'm going to kill out in just a second. But you can see up there on the TV, we are streaming live to YouTube tonight. We have a number of people tuning in tonight. We have some guests planned for you, a couple of phone calls here and there, and we're going to talk to you everything about Long Island beer and beyond. We have a huge schedule tonight, which we apparently we're going into our, I guess, 12th hour, I guess, is that what they say? We're in the 12th hour, the 23rd hour, if you live in Europe and you're an idiot. So, I don't know if that's even a thing. So, yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on here at the studio today. Let's go through all of our social media really quick, Pete.
There's Instagram.
Yeah, there's Instagram, which we're live on right now. The Wort, a podcast, spelled Wort, pronounced Wort. We are streaming live on YouTube. We will have our replays up tomorrow on the Hopped Up Network, on the Laughable app, and iTunes, and it'll also be in rotation on govsradio.com. So, guys, check it out. We're going to end Instagram Live for just a moment because I have a ton of stuff going on, and I can't do this all day. See you later. All right, so...
there goes the interwebs.
We just broke the internet, like Wreck-It Ralph 2. Wreck-It breaks, whatever.
Did you see the first one?
I did. Kids loved it.
I didn't. It was good?
Yeah, it was good.
Gotta watch that.
It was a kid's movie. But not bad. Not bad at all.
I liked, so Incredibles 2.
You saw that? Yeah.
Fucking loved it.
It was good, yeah? It was fantastic.
It was great. I like the first one, too, though, so.
Yeah, the first one, what was it, 17 years in between the two?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. So we are out there. Check us out. Our Twitter, The Wort, a podcast. Our Facebook, The Wort, a podcast. It might be even under my name, but then if you go to our page, that's the page you can go view us on, and we'll have all the links to the replays for tonight's show up there ASAP, probably by tomorrow afternoon or sometime around then. So, Pete, let's talk about what we got on the docket tonight. You and I went on some travels in the last week, and we're going to talk about that in just a few moments. We also have some very special guests coming in. Let's talk about who they are. We have Brian Baker, who is the brewer and owner of Bellport.
Bellmore.
Brewing. No, Bellport.
Bellport.
Bellport. I know. Belmore's done right now. Remember he said he's not doing anything anymore until he figures something out. Nice guy, but he's taken a step back for a few moments. I guess he couldn't find the finances or whatever it was. No big deal.
It's crowded. I'm sure it's...
Oh, yeah, I would imagine. It's a heavy market, and it's hard to get into it. So anyway, Brian from Bellport will be here, and Todd from Long Island Music Entertainment is going to come down with him. They have a special announcement about a concert that's coming up that they're co-sponsoring out at 86 North in Patchogue. It's a fundraising benefit concert, and it's headlining by Ryan Key, who is the lead singer of the now broken up band Yellowcard. And now Ryan is out on his own doing some acoustic sets, and he actually... I know you. This is not your avenue.
This is not my genre.
Right, correct, but that's fine. That's why you got me here. You take care of the metal stuff. I got this. Ryan was actually on the Warp Tour and was playing with Newfound Glory, another one of my top 10 favorite artists. And that's we saw them actually at the Best Buy Theater in New York City a couple of weeks ago. And Ryan was like the opening act of an acoustic set, and then Newfound Glory was the headliner. And we're sitting there watching Newfound Glory, and in the background, we see Ryan on guitar back there. It was just weird to see him playing with Newfound Glory. He didn't come out front. He didn't act like he was part of the band, but he was supporting them with, I guess, some rhythm and supporting guitars. So it was pretty cool. Different sights to see. And so I guess through all that, he won his tryout, and he got to play with the band, and they played the last few dates on the Warped Tour together. And Ryan has a few new songs out there. I have them in the list here today, so we'll play some of those during the break. Some of his acoustic stuff. Form and Figure is the new song that he has out and a video up on his YouTube page and his Facebook page. So they're all coming together to raise awareness for PKU, and they're hoping to raise a ton of money. And so throughout the night, when they come in, we're going to be talking a lot about that. Of course, sprinkling in some information from Brian about his beer and the brewery, and of course, everything that's going on here on Long Island, especially with Todd from Long Island Music Entertainment. He's got a lot of events. I'm sure he sponsors, and they have a beer kick to them. I'm not sure this was like out of nowhere that he matched up with Brian from Bellport. So we'll get to
Beer
all that.
brings people together.
It really does, yeah. We'll get to all of that. But first, we are going to start off by talking about Pete and I's adventure over to Barrage. Was it last week?
Yes, a week ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to be drinking a little bit of their new release, which was a collaboration between them and a band that's right up Pete's alley. What was the name of the band again, Pete?
Metal Allegiance.
Metal Allegiance, that's right. I keep forgetting that one. And so Metal Allegiance, I guess, did a concert, and one of their
Duffy's
songs
in
called
Brooklyn.
Mother of Sin. So Lager of Sin just kind of made sense, right?
Yeah.
And so there's it in the background for you.
Plus the can art. I don't know if you read the description.
No, we were sitting there drinking and having a grand old time and never really discussed exactly what was going on with, the artwork and all that good stuff. So give me your first impressions about just the can art and what you're looking at and what we got.
I liked keeping the New York spirit alive. Lager of Sin is handcrafted and brewed on Long Island using a golden lager style base and dry hopped with thrash amounts of Mosaic, Galaxy, Comet, Simcoe hops, and of course Mayhem.
Oh, no, I got cold glasses. Look at that. They're ice cold.
I don't like cold glasses.
Come on, really?
I'll take a red Stone.
I want mine in my cold glass.
Fine.
They're frosty.
You're frosty.
Yeah, I am very frosty tonight. So Metal Allegiance did a collaboration with them, and they held a concert in Brooklyn.
Duffy's
in Brooklyn. Yes, and Steve was able to get the beer out there during the concert, hopefully raise awareness for his brewery, and at the same time support Metal Allegiance. Steve was a huge metal fan, I would imagine.
Yes, he is.
And we were hoping Steve at one point can call us before we go into our other break here and give us a little rundown about the beer itself. But this is a Indian Pale Lager.
Yes, IPL. This is the third one I've had from him. Third one he's made recently. So when he was on the show the first time, he brought I'm Really Not Okay.
Yeah.
Which I think was his first IPL, which was fan-freaking-tastic.
That's the one we had in studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good.
damn good.
And this is a little different. I mean, this has this nice, cloudy, New England hazy IPA look. It's got a very juice bomb forward.
Smells fan-freaking-tastic.
It does smell.
It really smells
It's
good.
not overly hopped.
I found it pretty hoppy on the hoppier side.
For the stuff that I've had, I think you might be associating a lot more of that juiciness with the hop because that's what you get pretty much hand in hand. But I think there's no true bitterness to it.
No,
so they're not using those drier hops and.
What I found it was you get that juice bomb flavor on the front end, and then it's there's some hop bitterness, a little dry on the on the finish. But
yeah, if Steve calls in, I really want to talk about. Is that Thunder?
That's Thunder.
Thunder. I want to talk about the brewing process because for a lager, we're talking about it coming down to a certain temperature.
Yep.
So it's not really about a dark beer. Like when you think lager, do you think Boston lager? Toasted lager, you don't?
No, I think light.
Really?
I see those as a little more, the amber colored lagers. I kind of see those as more aberration. I think of, more, Bud Light in color.
Really?
For most
for a lager.
Yeah, something like Greenport Tidal Lager. Or,
okay, yeah, all right. That one kind of stands out. I don't know. Maybe I'm just. I've been impressioned enough by Sam Adams and by Blue Point to say, okay, my lagers are going to have a darker in color. But really, it's not so much the process, like I was saying before. It's more like, the style that you're using behind that. We have a call. Hopefully, Steve. So Wort with Mike and Pete. Who do we got?
Good evening. My name is Nick Anderson. I'm calling from Cushing, Oklahoma.
All right, you're pushing other people out from our phone banks tonight. How are you doing? We're not running a contest tonight, Graz.
This is not Graz. My name is Nick Anderson. I'm a mighty fan of your show, The Wort with Mike and Pete.
You are very a versatile talent. Let me tell you, you have lots of voices.
Graz, have you ever thought of doing voiceover work?
Come on now.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on? You all right?
I'm good.
We're good, man. We're here. We're hunkered down from the rain and the thunder, apparently, and we're starting our show drinking a little bit of Lager of Sin with listening to some Metal Allegiance. You want to hear some of the music?
Yes, and how come you don't invite me when you go out with Pete? I would like to be involved, too,
In what? In, like, everything?
When you go to Barrage and fucking hang out with Steve and drink growlers, and I don't get to drink growlers.
Oh, you know? We're not drinking growlers. We're drinking cans.
And Steve wasn't there, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, we didn't get to see Steve. And literally, we were there for, 25, 30 minutes? This was like a last-minute thing where you called me and you were like, let's go over to Barrage. I'm like, yeah, I got about an hour. And then I got a skedaddle, and we went over and did a couple of had a pint or two, and then we took our Lager of Sin on our way.
And then we stopped
at White. What's your next endeavor? Where are you going next?
Well, hold on. Here's some Metal Allegiance just to set the mood for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, this is right up my alley.
Yeah. I like this, though. There's nothing wrong with it. There you go.
The effects on the vocals are the only thing I'm not...
Too much reverb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, no. That's...
Do you want it more distorted and like...
No, less.
Like just, girdling?
Yeah.
Yeah. You like that?
Yeah, there's a lot of screaming.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, for me, screaming is a little different than this. I could kind of show you what
You're probably thinking like Lamb of God.
No. I got something a little different. I'll let you hear it later. It's one of my, again, top 10 favorite bands.
Who?
Under Oath.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that to me was as metal as I get because it's broken up by some singing and some melodic chords, and then it gets really in fact I appreciate it more when it gets like this, when it came from something softer and soothing, and then all of a sudden this comes in. So to me, it invokes emotion. It brings forth.
I'm ready to touch myself.
Oh Jesus Christ! So yeah, I like an up and down, I like a roller coaster when it comes to my metal. I really do.
I got to tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm not blowing smoke up your ass.
Yeah.
I listened to the Spider Bite replay.
Yeah.
That was a great show. Pete was real knowledgeable. I learned a lot of stuff. I've been trying to listen in and try to figure out, when I go to these places, I want to go to Barrier. I want to go to Barrage, and I want to know what the hell I'm talking about when I'm drinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, listen to our show.
I want to head down to Barrier too. I actually haven't been there yet. Graz.
Yeah, we should all go. It's not a bad one.
Yeah, I got to tell you, man, you guys are very knowledgeable in what you've done. You've changed. I know that Hector Louise is drinking some of the beers now. I know that Inns told me he bought an IPA the other night because he listened to the show. So
nice.
You guys are doing great, and
Thanks.
keep it up with the work with Pete the Penis.
You guys, that was all. By the way, Pete, just so you know, that was all just blowing smoke up my butt so he could say Pete and the Penis. That was a big long
dude,
setup just so he could
Mike,
drop
I'm getting shirts.
his catchphrase.
Mike, I'm getting shirts.
Are you getting Limo Talk shirts?
Limo Talk shirts, and on the back, the word with Pete and the Penis.
Sponsored by Pete and the Penis Show for all your beer needs.
I hope you don't mind, but that's what I'm doing, yes.
All right, buddy. When's your next show, Graz?
We're on Planet Comedy Thursday night, 8 o'clock. Hector Louise, I think Bobby Inns is going to be in, and then Limo Talk with Graz on Thursday night the following week, 8 o'clock. I got a surprise coming for everybody, so, all right?
A surprise like what? Like, I don't know what you mean by that.
I might be retiring soon. Maybe I'll let you take over Limo Talk, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Wouldn't be a bad thing.
Oh, wow.
Wouldn't be a bad thing, right?
Look at you. I don't have more time to do more podcasts. I really don't.
I told you Sirius offered me something, so my wife and I are seriously contemplating it.
Ah, all right.
We'll see.
All right.
I like what I do. I like what I do, Mike. You guys, you're phenomenal. Your wife, your wives, you two do a great job. Keep it up.
Will do. So August 16th, Limo Talk with Graz, GovsRadio.com from 8 to 10 o'clock.
Take care, Pete. I love you.
Good to talk to you, Graz. See you soon, buddy.
Stay well.
All right, later, buddy.
Bye.
Hey, it's Graz. There's this outro music.
That's a good drum line right there, man.
Yeah, it is. Ooh. Ooh,
Great fucking, No, that rhythm section is, that's toit.
You know what?
Like
That'd be a really cool show to see. I'm actually we were disappointed that we couldn't go. Steve had said, if you guys want to go, let us know. And, neither one of us can make it because of some prior obligations that we had.
Damn kids.
And, the kids and the fact that it was in Brooklyn. If it was out here, I think we probably would have squeezed it in at some point or other.
Yeah.
So we're drinking Lager of Sin from Barrage. It's a Indian Pale Lager. Drinks very juicy with the nice little hop notes, and definitely something Pete and I have been drinking for the last few days and weeks. And yes, we did stop at White Castle after Barrage.
Hell yeah, Belly Bombers.
Belly Bombers.
That was such a terrible decision.
Awful.
Awful. Oh my God.
24 hours after that of just blowing everybody out of the house.
Yeah, it made me uncomfortable. How
frequent you flatulated.
And just it was just toxic.
Is the Wort with Mike and Pete. Give us a call on our phone line. Tell us about your experience with White Castle. The phone number's here. I didn't give them out at the top of the show, but they are posted on our YouTube stream, so you can check that out. The phone number, 516-465-3990, 516-513-0515. Give us a call throughout the night. Talk to us about anything you want to talk about, beer-related, obviously. And when we have our guests in the studio, feel free to give them a call and ask your questions. So, Pete, where in the heck did we find ourselves after the White Castle? You and I ended up talking.
I went home after that.
Yeah, no. I don't mean that day. I just mean like in general. Is there more of that?
Yeah, there's more.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. You and I had spoken right after that, and it was something I wanted to bring up on the show, and I can't think of it. Well, if I get back to it, I'll talk to you about it. For right now, let's have some more Lager of Sin. And I brought one, too. I know you brought a couple, but I brought one because I have a feeling we're not going to get sick of this at all.
No.
And, Pete, what does this come in at?
8.4%.
Yeah, so it'll fuck you up. I mean,
surprise! One of Steve's beers is high in alcohol content
and full of flavor. No, that's fantastic. Again, if Steve's out there and listening tonight, I know he has got a packed schedule and he's constantly doing events and stuff like that. He had something else going on this week. He can give us a call in anytime he wants. Bring it in there and tell us a little bit about it. So then, Pete, just this past weekend, or I guess a couple of days ago, I went to upstate New York, to Gardner, New York, and I went to a few places that I'd like to share with you. The first one, which is definitely not something that I want to go to, but I ended up going, well, it's here. I might as well go 5 minutes up the road to it, and that was Angry Orchard, which I had no fucking clue Angry Orchard existed in New York.
I haven't had cider in like years.
No, see, I'm not a huge cider fan because it's too sweet for me.
Yeah.
But let me...
I used to like it when I was,
Yeah, when we were kids and didn't really have our developed taste buds just yet.
When I first started going to bars, drank a lot of Magners.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, so that's not too bad. And what's the drink where you can mix, is it Purple Haze or is it Black Velvet? We can mix a Guinness and an Angry Orchard. I think it's Black Velvet.
There was another one, Magners, and was half... I think there's a bunch of those with...
Yeah, there's a couple. There's a whole cocktail
There's a
list
bunch, yeah, like ciders and Guinness.
I actually started at one point with a cider and a Guinness, and I thought that was pretty good. You know, Guinness isn't that hit you in the face taste, and cider's sweet.
Never been a fan.
Of Guinness, no.
No.
I see it. One of the things I could drink pretty much at any time, anywhere, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and that kind of turned me on to those. But let me just explain to you a little bit about what was going on up at the orchard. First of all, beautiful, gorgeous layout. It was raining the day we went. So, you know, it's hard to get out into the orchard, and there's a whole outside element. Inside is what looks like to be a very, high-end, brewery in a sense.
Yeah.
It's very similar equipment. I have pictures that I was sharing on my personal account. Yeah, absolutely. Lots of barrels. I mean, they're barrel aging, I think, things. And I'm going to get to that in just a moment. So when you go to, it's not in Gardner, it's in Walden, I know. Walden, New York. It's 5 minutes from Gardner. When you go, you have a free flight. You get a free flight.
When you say Walden, do you mean like Walden Pond as in Henry James Thoreau?
No. Just Walden.
Just Walden? Okay.
Yeah, you get a free flight. And they have 6 different varieties of their cider. So they have your regular run-of-the-mill, the one you can get in the stores everywhere. They have the new rosé, which was a hit this year, because the last 2 years as a bartender, I'll tell you, I served a shit ton of rosé wine. Rosé's been the big thing, exploding.
Rosé all day, bro.
Rosé all day. First we play and then rosé. I've seen those shirts or some, or keep on keeping on with rosé or whatever those shirts are. And then I guess Angry Orchard say, hey, let's attach ourselves to this craze and sell a crap ton of cider that is less sweet, by the way.
I heard. Yeah, I keep hearing commercials.
Than their regular cider.
Yeah.
Not just overall. It's still sweet, but their regular Angry Orchard flat brand is the sweetest they make. After that, everything goes drier. So they had this thing called the Easy Drinking or Easy Farmer or something of that nature. And it's in between their flagship and their rosé, and it's like a farmhouse cider. And that one I like because it had a little different taste to it. I'm not sure if they barrel-aged that. I didn't really get the full lineup. It was,
probably just different apples.
I would imagine. They have plenty of room out there to grow a bunch of different crap. Then you got your rosé. So then from there, they have a whole nother 3 that now have jumped up in ABV. And this is what surprised me. They had a 6.5, a 7.8, and a 10.1.
Jeez.
And the 10.1 was barrel-aged, and it tastes like bourbon. It had a bourbon barrel aging process to it.
Still very sweet? Or
No, dry and bourbony. And I guess
one?
with a little bit of that apple flavor to it, so it actually made it quite enjoyable. And I'm not a huge bourbon fan. I'll get to that in a minute. But the overall complexity of that was actually really, really good. And they don't bottle it. They don't sell it. It's only there at the tasting room. Yeah, the last 3 were tasting room only. And so it went from, drier than the 3 we mentioned before, and then it stepped its way down to the driest, which ended up tasting like more like a wine than an actual cider. So it was very interesting, and like I said, the grounds were beautiful. It's definitely one of the things I'd say you have to go try and experience, because they probably could rotate those last 3, and you never know what you're going to get when you have small batch cidering and the chance to kind of taste something new. I let my wife drink the sweet 3, and I drank the dry 3. And like I said, it's a really nice ride. There's a huge upstairs with like what amounts to a museum that shows you the history. Then you go downstairs to the tasting room. Have a huge indoor, which looks like an arboretum almost. It's all glass windows, old lodge, wood finishes on everything. It's very cool.
How big is the
vibe.
property? I would imagine
Huge. I mean, when you're driving up to it through the, I guess through the countryside, you're going to see a ton of the
just fucking
orchards.
Yeah.
You come through an entrance that already has one of their delivery places. You pass another tasting room with a treehouse attached to it, and so that's only open on the really busy days. And then you go all the way up into the orchard where they have the main spot. And it's funny because how many places carry Angry Orchard?
Everywhere.
Right, and it's just this, and then compared to like Budweiser, if you ever go to Budweiser or any of those breweries, the major, they're huge complexes that span blocks and blocks and blocks. This was very small in comparison, and they must be churning out a tremendous amount of cider from each of their breweries. Now, they have 3. The one in Walden, they have one in Cincinnati, and I think there's another one somewhere in the Midwest area as well. So they don't just do this one, isn't the only primary one, but I guess this one feeds the Northeast. And again, just think about all the bars and all the places, supermarkets and bodegas and, distributors that carry this, how they're supplying all that. It seems like a tremendous amount of production. And I'm going to be honest with you, there wasn't anything going on at the brewery. We walked in and there was no one working on the plant. There was no one. This was a Friday. There was Thursday. There was no one working any of the machinery. There was no tractors running the field. There was no workers.
What day of the week was it?
Thursday. It just seems like an odd day for nothing to be going on. Yes, it was raining. It wasn't pouring. You can get work done. And inside was dead. There was only maybe like 20 or 30 people down there in the tasting room. A couple bartenders and a couple of what looked like social media people. A bunch of people on their laptops working for the company behind the thing, just posting stuff and Instagramming and Facebooking. Oh. There's some heavy storms out there, folks. Stay safe. I think we just missed our mic. Can you do me a favor? Can you mute the mic aux up top? We don't need that one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, there we go. I don't know if that just reset or something you switched before, but not a big deal. Anyway, so the experience at the Angry Orchard was actually pretty pleasant. I was very surprised about, what they offered, and I was definitely not disappointed with the trip, especially free tastings. We literally paid nothing for a nice little, 2-hour excursion. Kids played with some toys that were there. They had, Connect 4, Jenga stuff outside. And I can imagine that, in the summer months, it's a beautiful place. In the winter months, they have a really nice inside. So it's definitely a place to visit if you guys are out and about near Gardner or Walden or somewhere in there.
Walden, according to the interwebs.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And then the other place we went to is the Tulltown Distillery, which is literally a stone's throw away from where we were staying. And Tulltown is known with another branding name that they sell their bourbon under, and that is Hudson Bourbon. And you've probably seen the bottles out there if you guys are bourbon drinkers or have been to a bar and looked behind the bar. It's one of those things where I didn't realize they are the ones that actually are distilling, and they're distributing, and they're doing everything. So what I would think is that when you go in there, you're kind of surprised by the lineup, and they have some really great stuff. So I tried the maple bourbon. I had the apple vodka, which is partially made with the apples from Angry Orchard. They do a collaboration. I tried 3 then homegrown, what are they called? Liqueurs.
Okay.
So they had what amounted to the raspberry, which is like a Chambord. They had their own distilled triple sec, which comes in at like a 10 or a 12, which is much higher than a normal triple sec. It was like 25 or 26% or something of that nature. So that was really cool. And then I tried this, the end of the night or end of the tasting, I had a cocoa liqueur. And they're all very strong. They weren't, like wimpy Lord's liqueurs. They were actually really very good. So I would imagine if you guys are up in that area, and there's plenty of breweries up in the Newburgh, Poughkeepsie, Beacon area, check those guys out, because there's some good stuff going on up there. And lots of stuff to see, lots of cool things to do, even beyond the beer. That's what I'll call that segment, Beyond the Beer.
Beyond the Beer.
Upstate in our travels. So what did you have going on, Pete?
Nothing. Just home improvement.
And there
misery.
you go.
That's
So here's
it.
what we're going to do. Brian and Todd are going to be in the studio in just a few moments. We'll take a quick break. We'll wrap up this segment. Anything else to report right now?
No.
Okay, we'll take your phone calls next. Coming up, this is The Wort with Mike and Pete on Govs Radio. Check us out on our Instagram page, our YouTube page, our Facebook page, our Twitter page. Everything that's going on here at the station is going to be posted up on the Govs Radio Instagram page, and also Govs Radio on Facebook gives you a rundown of the limo talk with Graz and Hector Louise comedy podcast, which is called Planet Comedy. So check all those guys out, and we're going to take a quick break and get Brian and Todd in here. Again, The Wort with Mike and Pete. This is the Wort with Mike and Pete? Yeah, The Wort with Mike and Pete. GovsRadio.com. We'll be right back after this.
If I say it correctly this time, can I have a drink?
We'll think about it.
You're listening to The Wort on Govs Radio.
That's right. It's The Wort with Mike and Pete, govsradio.com. Our phone number, 516-465-3990, 516-513-0515. Check us out on our YouTube page. We're streaming live right now, unmuted, unsolicited, unedited, and all that other good shit. In the studio, we are joined by two people that we're going to talk a lot about. We have Brian from Bellport Brewing. Bellport.
I was confused.
Yeah. Did you listen to the start of the show by any chance?
A little bit, I did.
Yeah, he got it. He's like, wait, Belmore, wait a second. I'm like, no, that guy's gone.
I've been called worse.
As long as it's not Barrier, right?
I'll take that. I'll take Barry.
Yeah.
And we have Todd from the Long Island Music and Entertainment Company.
That's me. What's
That's
up,
you.
everybody?
What's going on, Todd? How are
What's
you?
up?
We are going to start off by talking about Bellport Brewing and where you guys are now, just to kind of fit our format really quick.
Yeah.
So let me just give you a little history of how this all came together. We reached out to Brian and Todd and asked if we could be at their live event August 17th at 86 North in Patchogue for a Ryan Key special fundraiser who's going to be singing an acoustic set. And hopefully you guys are going to make a butt ton of money on that, but unfortunately Pete and I can't make it. So I turned around and I said, well, if you guys really want to start promoting this, let's get you guys on the radio, talk about the event, get some people to understand what's going on out there. And you just said, pretty much in the 12th hour, like I was saying to Pete before, you decided you're going to come in, and I really appreciate it. We were going to do a show, just Pete and I, low down, low key, talk about all the shit we've been doing, but we're really happy you guys stopped in. And Todd, your company is co-sponsoring the event, correct?
I got to correct you for a second. Though.
Oh.
It's 87 North, not 86 North.
Let me correct you. It's 89 North.
89 North. 89 North.
Did I say 86?
Whoa.
95 North.
89 North. My bad.
It's a bar on Ocean Avenue in Patchogue. I'm sure you'll find it with a number followed by the word North. And lots of people out there on August 17th. It's Friday night, correct?
Hopefully, Friday night.
Yeah, so you should be able to attract a ton of people. And I think once people
it'll be
realize what's going on there, you're going to get a lot of people streaming in there. And hopefully with some of the media coverage that you guys are going to be doing, and we'll be posting a ton of stuff on our social media, our Instagram, The Wort Podcast, Facebook, Twitter, and, of course, all the replays from our interview that we're going to be doing tonight over the entire network. You'll get some more people, and that's really our hope. That was my initial hope in the first place, is to try to help you guys out. I like doing stuff for a cause, and I really like it when all parties tend to benefit from it. And I don't mean it like from a personal standpoint or even from the show standpoint. I'm talking about you guys, the bar, Ryan with some exposure for some of his new acoustic stuff, and of course the charity. So why don't we start off very quickly, Brian, talking about Bellport Brewing. So where are you guys right now? Because I think that's part of our conversation and emails back and forth of what we were talking about.
Yeah, so right now we are in the process of moving to our own tap room. We have been bouncing around a little bit as a tenant brewer. We started out back at the old Taste of Long Island out in
my neck of the woods.
Farmingdale.
Yeah.
And we were there.
You started in the Farmingdale.
We did. We were there with Lithology, the Brewers Collective, 1940s.
Tweaking Frog?
Or
was
I think Tweaking Frog was after us.
Squareheads? Okay, all right.
I think they were right after
all
us. So we started there, and then that turned out to be Lithology. Got a great opportunity to purchase the.
Of course.
I mean, how do you
storefront in
not?
Farmingdale.
What an awesome thing for them. And they deserve it. They're killing it over there.
Yeah, Mandy's doing a great job over there.
So then we moved over to Rocky Point. We have a friend over at Rocky Point who's been brewing there for years and years and years, and I have to tell you, it's probably some of the best beers I've ever had.
And it's one of the ones that people don't just go, oh, I know about him. You go,
Yeah, he
Rocky
does
Point
a lot
has a
of-
brewery?
Yeah.
He does a lot of Belgian stuff, too.
He does a tremendous
Yeah.
amount of Belgian stuff. And if you're not close to the area, you're probably not going to find it. And it sucks that you're not going to find it because the distribution's like tight-knit.
Okay.
But
they have a tasting room and they have...
No
Oh, they
tasting
do
room.
not.
It's a brewery only.
Wow.
So it's licensed
That's
as
why
just
we
a
don't.
brewery.
Okay.
And so no customers could walk in there. Nobody can do anything.
No
all
retail
contracts.
sales out of there
None
either.
whatsoever. It's brewery only. And so while I was brewing there, I learned that the only way to get it out there was these farmers markets. There's farmers markets everywhere.
Now they can set up
Yes.
there.
we could set up there. They
So
could
they
set
have a
up there.
town farmers market set up in the square.
They
jockey
have a
box, or-
huge following in
Really?
Rocky Point. Yeah, I mean, you're
Nice.
talking like Sunday at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, and there's people there like getting growlers and
That's fantastic.
it's a different different world over there. in
Well, they're
Rocky
also
Point.
stuck up there. I mean, I don't mean like no, I take
No,
it
I
back.
get- no,
that
no.
didn't sound right.
No,
they're
no,
not stuck up. They're like stuck up on the top of
on
Long
the top,
Island,
right.
like a Port Washington or something. It's hard to
Yes.
get up there.
No,
man.
no,
it
it's not
takes
easy.
half an hour just from the LIE.
I got to tell you, it's easier getting here than up there, and I live right over there, so it's not easy at all. Mike decided that he had to do a couple different things with his brewery, and it was time for me to stretch my legs a little bit. I was able to come up with some money, and which is the hardest part, and to move into my own spot. So we
Nice.
are opening in Bohemia.
Okay.
You
Close
know,
to Bellport.
It is close
Yeah.
to Bellport, but we are contemplating a change name.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so we're dealing with the town, with the state. The town's not thrilled about having a brewery at that location.
Okay.
So
Now, what's close to there? Is there
Why
other
not?
breweries? I mean, the Holbrook
it's
scene
it's
is
not
it's
far.
close?
It's
Yeah.
not far, but we are literally, my address is Sunrise Highway.
Okay.
So that's the difference.
Yeah.
Drunk idiots kind of. Is that they're worried
They're thinking
about
about
DUIs,
traffic,
they're-
or-
or just
Yeah, so it's
parking?
that, and they just don't want that. I guess clientele in that area. There's a lot of residential in the area. and
okay.
So
I'm
Yeah.
just going to say, clientele, I mean, Pete and I are upstanding citizens
I'm-
with families.
well-
And we go to, okay, I'm an upstanding, I am a beautiful citizen who participates in voting and non-DUIs. And, that's the kind of, clientele you get. You get like these young, I don't want to say hipsters, but, like younger crowd. Maybe there's one or two older guys that are going to be your regulars, but you're not going to get that huge influx of just bums on the street drunk. Doing that kind of stuff.
like a-
So
it's
I'm
not
not
like you're
sure if
opening a
they
dive bar.
marketed what you were going to be. Yeah, exactly. You're not a
well,
dive bar.
it's not a dive. You're right, and
Yeah.
they would almost rather have a dive bar, or even as crazy as it sounds. And I use this exact example there. They would rather have a strip club. And I kid you
No, you
friggin'
might
not.
be right.
They would rather have a strip club than a brewery there. And I thought for a second, I was like, are they serious? Like, are they messing around with me? Like, is that serious? And then they said, listen, we don't want the buses. We don't want the limos. We
Okay,
don't
you
want
won't get
this.
'em.
We don't want that.
Fucking Vineyard 48 just screwed it up for
yeah,
everybody.
since when though?
Joking, not joking.
No, it's not joking.
The stuff out east, let's say the Riverhead, they get that. But I don't think the guys in Holbrook,
They
those
do.
1940s get their.
Oh,
get their-
absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. It's a good.
Every
You know
time
what?
I've been out there, I don't
let
see
me,
anything
Let me
like
tell
that.
you,
That's-
there's businesses out there.
GothamGoldGrass.com. He's got a bang bus. He goes out to the vineyards.
Bang
Yeah,
bus.
he
I
does.
love it. I love it. I absolutely love it.
He called in before the top of the show. He'd be great to talk to you
Really?
right now. If he's there, give us a quick call. He could tell you about your bang bus. Go ahead.
I would love to hear about it. So there are. So there's a Long Island Brew Bus. There's Tapped. Kevin runs Tapped. And
Yes,
he does
yeah,
an
I've heard that one.
amazing job at it. And that's what they do. I mean, they do that for a living, and they do an unbelievable job at it. But they make, okay, well, now we're going to the Holbrook area. Now we're going out east and out west, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
So the government officials, they love it, but they hate it.
Okay.
They don't want it at certain areas of, where
They don't want
it's
people to see it.
designated. Well,
I'm gonna stick it in an
Yeah.
industrial area,
I mean,
stuck
that's
away where
right.
no one has to see it. Right, I got you.
right. So and then when you go to an industrial area and you're in something like Bohemia or Bellport, where our area is from, there's no sewers. So the biggest thing,
Fucking balls.
the
It
biggest
always comes
thing
down
with
to
the
sewers,
brewery
doesn't it?
Is your
wastewater.
Your wastewater.
Yeah.
And any brewery will tell you that. A brewery that's just trying to get on their feet with a new location will tell you that.
Right.
So our issue was we had to either put our own cesspool in there in this Bohemia area,
A
which
giant one, I would imagine.
pretty good one. Yeah. Or we find this little loophole here and call ourselves a bar or a tavern
Okay.
with a
Brew pub or
not a pub, not a pub. So we're not doing any food. No food.
what crazy semantics are they?
I swear to you, this is not made up. So they said to me, "Listen, all right, we can make it happen. You need to be a bar, and you can have a novelty brewery."
Okay. So dildos and
I said, what the hell is
bongs?
a novelty?
I would
Bongs
love
and
to hear
dildos.
all of these definitions.
Yeah, so novelty brewery basically means, oh, look what that thing is in the corner. That makes beer. And when we're not open, we make beer.
Okay.
So
So you can't be brewing while tasting room is open.
technically not.
Okay.
But one of the other restrictions are we have to put a partition there so they can't really get into it.
Okay. No, that makes sense. I get that.
And also,
So you're not doing sports.
and it has to be a percentage of the building itself. So if it's more than the town of Islip that they want, then it's no longer a novelty. You have a frickin' brewery. Get the fuck out. And that's basically
wild.
how they see it.
Yeah.
What is the difference between a tavern and a pub for?
Yeah, food.
Food.
And you know what? Taverns have food too.
Yeah, that's what I'm. That's,
You know, brew pubs mostly they make their own beer. You know, the taverns are more or less serving,
Right.
and the pubs are usually making their own. A great example is Brick House.
okay.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's a pub.
Yeah. We got someone on the phone really quick. This is the Word with Mike and Pete. Who we got?
Hi, Michael. This is your road reporter. But I do have a suggestion for the men from Bellport.
Yes.
Tell them to become a church.
And they get to serve wine as everyone files up quickly.
You tell them to become a church. Just claim all the exemptions, whatever they got to do, and
Yeah.
they can make their own beer, and no one will
brilliant.
fuck with them.
Brilliant.
Eric is an
Absolutely
electrician by trade, and he's down in Florida for a little R&R. And you just went to Hell's and Brazes, right?
Hell's and Blaze. Yeah, I've been
Blaze.
here before. I was here 2 years ago,
Okay.
and they had a German chocolate cake porter, which they have since retired and pissed me off.
I'm sure it would. And if
Yeah,
Graz
well, now
calls
they
in,
had,
he'll...
they had. Yes, I said I came back for this. What do you mean it's retired? I'm still working. What are you talking about?
It can't be retired till I'm retired, you son of a bitch.
Hello, you have the recipe back there? I'll wait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Right. I got a couple days.
Anyway, you saw my list. I
Yes.
did the brown ale.
Yes.
I did the coconut porter, which
okay.
remind me of Kona.
Yes, yeah. The and also Maui makes a good one.
And then what else did I did the regular porter. That was their core beer. And then I had the Belgian Pale Ale, which was very
Nice.
outstanding.
All right. You did I saw the pictures you sent me.
I
And I
know.
got very,
I
very
couldn't
jealous,
help it.
you son of a bitch.
I have no one to share this with, Michael. I
I know. That's fine. That's why you have our show now.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right?
and
So-
yeah, hopefully you learn a lot from what's going on here on Long Island. And now you can visit
Yeah.
some of these guys that we have on the show.
Absolutely. You
That's
know
the
what? I
point.
still have the app. Only, if the app that you gave me or showed me went to Florida, I'd be kicking ass right now.
What, the Think New York, Drink New York, or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great app. And you
Yeah, I
gotta,
know.
you can find something within your vicinity, or you can just find something to plan out a trip. It's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't even need that. I just go. I look at it, I go, isn't here? You told me when I called last week or 2 weeks ago, you told me that lady's newspaper that you told me about to
Yes.
look, and I'm like, I don't have to do that.
No.
You go on Google and put breweries near me, and then you get freaking maps.
And just a map comes up.
And
brilliant.
and if I have my tablet, it says, oh, by the way, it's only 3 miles from me. I'm like, oh, the fuck.
I guess I'll take a Uber really quick, because that'd be a cheap ride over.
Uber, I could walk.
Ah,
I could
boom.
walk, man.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you calling in, man.
All right, gentlemen.
Thank
Hey,
you, man.
keep it up. Bellport, I'll be on the lookout for Bellport Brewing.
Yes,
Thank you
when they
very
open
much.
up, we'll listen. We'll take a trip out after a happy hour one night.
I love field trips,
Yes, I know.
as you can tell. I'm in freaking Florida.
I know.
All right, gentlemen.
All right, buddy.
Take
Thanks.
care.
Good night.
Later. Thanks, Eric.
Bye-bye.
Later. That's Eric. He lives here on Long Island, but he works with me, teachers, and he's down in Florida. Like I said, a little R&R.
Teachers, drinkers, right?
Yeah, teachers, drinkers, exactly.
I'm a teacher as well.
There you go. Hey.
Hey.
And where do you teach?
Islip.
Nice. Okay, that's all you had to say. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm in Dix Hills.
Okay.
And so, he gets to take the summers off. I don't. He's on his second career, so he's pulling in union pensions and all sorts of. Maybe I'm talking out of turn here. I don't know what he's pulling in, but he's doing just fine for himself. And he doesn't have kids, young kids. He has 8. I think he has a kid, or had a kid. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Eric and I talk enough about beer that we don't need to talk about our children.
Good for you.
So I'm sorry, Brian. Where were we? We were talking about setting up. So Bohemia.
Pub and taverns and
Yes.
Yeah.
So you said start a church. That's where it started.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
It's a hell of an idea.
That's not a bad-
Or-
I'll
The
dedicate.
Rastafari's do it.
Or a temple and serve Manischewitz.
There you go.
there you go.
You know.
Infused with
There are
weird
plenty of
recipes.
people that would worship the altar of beer and hops and.
I thought I read about somebody in California that had some kind of church of hops or church of beer or something.
Oh.
I thought Lagunitas.
Now I gotta go research that. That sounds phenomenal.
But I thought I did.
Of course, in California though.
Yeah.
Not out here. I know, people like you, an idiot. Go back to school.
There or
You'll be surprised. There's a lot of stuff coming out here that some of the lawmakers are passing that I would never think that would happen. I mean, they're now allowing beer and ice cream.
I saw that.
What the fuck is that? Time out.
That's
yeah,
a
talk about
alcoholic
this.
ice cream.
So yeah.
Oh, in ice cream, like brewed.
No, the beer and
like
ice,
floats.
like no.
Oh,
beer made ice cream. So it's a porter in ice cream.
Yeah,
like it's made out of ice cream.
You got to get on top of that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Can you do
like
like
there's actual alcohol content in the ice cream?
Can you now drive through neighborhoods with your little ding 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 ding
checking IDs? I don't know. It's there was I think there's only one company that I saw. There was an article on Newsday about it.
Yeah.
On
Long Island?
No, upstate.
Okay.
Right.
Upstate in Dairyland.
Yeah.
And
So
they
they-
had just got approval to sell.
And it's
beer
alcoholic.
ice
It
cream.
actually has an
It
ABV
actually
to
has
it.
alcohol.
Oh yeah.
content.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they have that frosé one with that's wine, and it's got it's been out for years. The wine, what is it? It's like a sherbet, not a sherbet, maybe like an ice.
Sorbet.
Italian
Okay.
ice, sorbet maybe.
Okay.
Well,
that makes
that's been
sense,
around for
just
a long
'cause-
time.
yeah.
And it's got alcohol in it. You
I'm
gotta
just
be
thinking-
21 to get it.
I'm just thinking only because beer has, I guess if you don't ferment it and you just leave it as, I don't know, it would have carbonization. So how could you get that down to a smooth texture?
The pre-carbonation.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's just before the, all right.
Yeah,
well,
and I'm sure there's some type of pasteurization that's involved in there.
True.
And you know.
yeah, because when you pitch the yeast and get that thing going, you got to be careful. And it's not.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
So it's out there.
Yeah, it's out there.
It's just a matter of time before we see cannabis in.
Well, no, we have. It's not THC, but it's
right, the CBC or something.
Yeah, CBD.
CBD. Thank you.
And it's what Hemper from Fat Tire.
That is awesome.
Came out
I gotta
everywhere,
tell
and
you,
it
that's
was
awesome.
so dank. I would pour it from the tap, and you could smell it just
Smell it,
coming off
yeah,
the tap.
no doubt.
And I'd say, people are like, "Oh, what do you got that's different?" I'm like,
Right.
And they come in and like, "Oh."
Right.
I'm like, "Yeah, well, it's not going to get you high, so just relax."
Yeah.
But it definitely will give you that flavor that will remind you of being high.
No doubt.
And it'll tickle your funny bone. As I see people getting like mentally high off it. They're like giggly because they were associating with the smell and getting high,
course, sure.
and then reverting to that once they drink it, going, "Oh, this is fun." I've watched people do it at the bar. I've seen it happen. So it's definitely an interesting concept. And of course, we know the hop plant is not far throw from a marijuana plant,
Absolutely,
so
right.
cannabis.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
that'd be interesting. It'd be interesting once everything passes through and they actually are able to do
If it does.
Yeah.
If it does. There's still a lot of
red tape.
A lot.
So much. Like a spider web of red tape out there. So what did you, let me ask you a question, while you were brewing, what was your staples? What was your big beers that you were?
Well, we did, we started our actual retail work with Rocky Point, and we did a barley wine with them. And you still may be able to find that here and there. That at this point, it's well over a year that it was.
Was that the one that
brewed.
was bottled and then you had it in wax?
Yeah.
Okay,
and
I know.
We called it Sudif.
Yes.
And the state was okay with that, and I don't think they looked too far into the name any more than that. So
And what's the significance for our listeners that have no idea?
It's going over my head.
So Sudif, the spelling of it was
Close to Sudafed, or?
JUS, whatever it was, but the acronym was just shut the fuck up and drink it. And, a lot of people that tried it,
Like
they
Dilligaff.
liked it, and then once they heard what it was about, they're like, okay, well, we'll get another one. We'll just show. look what this says. Look what this has here. So it was great. It was a great beer. It still is a great beer. A couple places may have it left.
I was going to say, does it age well as it
Ages
sits it?
unbelievably well.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a barley wine, and it's unbelievably well. Yeah, so we did that, and then we did a quick collaboration with Spider Bite.
Okay.
Called The Finer Things, and it was a chocolate rye, and it
Ooh,
was
that's a different
absolutely
one.
amazing. It was fantastic.
We had Spider Bite on the show
Yeah, I gotta tell you,
about a month ago.
Larry is a hell of a brewer. I got to tell you, the people on Long Island, the brewers on Long Island are so talented, and I get a lot of people that tell me, well, you're going into this business and there's 43 other breweries here. How are you gonna survive? And
that's the one thing that surprised me doing the show and talk. And everyone's so friendly. Everyone does collaborations. Everyone knows everybody.
And there's enough pieces of the pie to go around. There really is. There's enough people out there into it that they want their Friday, Saturday, Sunday night to go to a tasting room and have the experience. It's one of the things to do now. I mean, it's only, as we said, in its infantile stages of really being a thing. And like we said, look at Colorado, look at San Diego, these ridiculous things that are still popping up breweries, and they've been doing it for years and years and years.
Yep.
So let's go to the phones really quick. This is the Wort with Mike and Pete. Who do we got?
Is this Dave's Cold Beer and Soda?
Is this Graz again?
No, this is...
All right, Graz, listen, we don't
No,
have...
it's Steve.
We have a... It's not Steve, is it?
Dave's Cold Beer and Soda.
It's not Dave.
Dave's Cold Beer and Soda. Is that you,
Cold
Dave?
Beer and Soda.
Cold Beer and Soda. No, this is Mr. Barrage.
No, it's
from
definitely
the Barrage
Graz.
Brewing.
Graz.
No, it's Steve.
Is it Steve?
Yeah, Steve, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh, there you are. Listen, you're putting on a
The
voice.
voice
I was about
3.
to hang up on you. We got Graz. Graz calls in all the time and puts on voices, and I'm like, who the hell is this? It's Steve from Barrage Brewing. How are you, buddy?
Soaked.
Where'd you come from? You got
Fucking
caught out
sloppy
in that
there,
rain?
man.
Got caught out in the rain and busy. I said, Jesus Christ, I'm supposed to call in and talk to boys, and I'm soaked in. Well,
I'll tell you this, Steve. We started the show talking about Lager of Sin, which was for us one of the
Love it.
Yeah, it was a staple of our last few weeks as we traveled around and listened to some of the Metal Alliance and made our way through upstate and downstate New York.
Yeah, the beer it came out extremely well and has been very well received.
Absolutely.
And we're extremely happy about that.
How was the launch party in Brooklyn?
Oh my Lord! Let's put it this way: I still don't know how I got home. I know I left Brooklyn and don't know anything past that.
All right,
So, good time.
So it's a normal night for you, and good times had by all.
But probably the coolest thing was just hanging out with like Alex Skolnick and Gary Holt.
Oh, that's cool.
Just like the coolest guys going, just really down to earth. I was like, man, I'm a big fan, and yeah, whatever, man. This beer is really good.
That's
I was
awesome.
like, wow, they don't even want to talk about music. They just want to talk about
Let's
beer.
talk about beer with you. It seems like that. If you talk about movie stars and music, movie stars all want to be musicians, and musicians all want to be movie stars. That's the way it seems. So maybe it's
and everyone loves beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, they were just like really cool about everything. That at one point, and this was the highlight of the night for me. I hear somebody calling my name, and I look over, and it's Alex Skolnick. Steve, come here. And he starts introducing me. Like, hey, this is Steve. He's the brewer. He's the guy that, made this beer. I'm like, wait a minute. Something going on? Is this like one of those prank shows? It's like, what the hell's going on here? It was insane. It was insane.
That's awesome. We have Brian from Bellport Brewing in tonight. Say hi to Brian.
Yeah, I gotta go.
So you know each other. All right.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
I actually punk Ryan quite a bit when he's doing interviews.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We got a little
I get in
history
the back.
with
I get in the back and I just start, saying things and he's trying to hold a straight face and then I start, touching his face and all sorts of stuff.
It gets weird real quick. Real quick.
That's what it sounds like.
Within seconds.
Yeah, but that's the way
weird.
Steve is. Steve's like
Oh,
immediately
yeah.
it's
Oh,
weird,
yeah.
and then
No
it's
doubt.
fine. You just
No
got to
doubt.
embrace that.
It gets weird.
It gets weird.
So we enjoyed some other beers from the brewery. When Pete and I went over, we were sorry we missed you, but I think you were super busy. But it was the day the beer came out, so you were in Brooklyn at the day. And we want to tell you we really enjoyed it, and we hope it stays out and becomes a staple of the brewery because that's an awesome one.
Is this something you guys are going to be brewing regularly, Steve, or what?
Actually, we are going to be brewing it again this coming weekend.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, because we got another run of it. They have a show at the Gramercy on the 6th. September.
Okay.
Nice.
And so we will be there, and the beer will be
cool.
flowing, and it's going to be, the whole band will be there playing. And, I mean, didn't even realize it until maybe a week or so ago that on one of the tracks, Steve Vai is one of the guitarists.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and again, the whole band that's on the album is going to be at the Gramercy that night.
Awesome.
And we're already told we got that pink passes, so yeah, I might die and go to heaven right then and there.
Well, this time make sure you get an Uber and bring your wife so she can walk you back to wherever you need to go.
It was a little crazy night. You know, majority of the brewery, we all went in, and we pre-gamed a little bit, which probably was one of the stupidest things we ever done.
Yeah.
And then we made it home.
Nice. All right. Good. I'm glad to see you're alive and kicking and brewing some more of that Lager of Sin. It was fucking awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it was, you know, it was something different we wanted to do. We wanted to do and we actually wanted to call it something else instead of a IPL.
I'm sure it was a little...
What were you going to call it?
Go ahead. You
now.
can say it.
We were going to call it a New England Indian Lager, which there was no such thing.
Right.
And we didn't want people to be like, oh.
Any IPL?
You make it up your own style. That was your dick. You know?
Well, I did say at the top of the show that it has that New England style, the hazy, the juicy.
Hazy juice
so, yeah, it kind of would match that. But you're right. The marketing was better with just straight up IPL.
Yeah. Yeah, we went with that. And, the artwork on it came out freaking phenomenal.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we were happy with that.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones where if you see it out there, you see it on the internet, you know exactly where it's from and who it is. So I think that's what works for you. It's immediately identifiable.
Yeah. And we've been selling a shit ton of it. And the crazy part is we're getting a lot of calls from out of state asking, hey, can you ship that to California?
Nice.
Yeah,
Hey, can
there
you
you
ship
go.
that
Deal.
to Florida? So, yeah, it's getting a little crazy, but it's cool.
Awesome. All right, Steve, listen, we got a shit ton of stuff to get to tonight. We have some other call-ins, so listen, buddy, I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, thanks for calling in, Steve.
That's awesome.
Appreciate
We love it. And sorry, sorry you got rained on.
Have me on for a little bit, and you know, make sure you dash, you know, this guy that you got in there. I don't even know his name. I don't know what brewery he's from, but
I got the love, man. I got it. I feel it, man. I feel the love.
Right through the phone line.
I feel it.
Right through the phone, you get it all.
Right up my ass, I feel it.
All right.
All right, Steve, we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
You got it, guys. Have a good night.
See you later.
Bro.
Steve from Barrage, Pominski.
Always good for a laugh.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
We've had him in twice now, once as a premier guest and once as he sat in that corner over there. He was funnier in the corner than he was just being on a show. I'm not saying there was anything wrong with the show that we had with him, but Jesus Christ, he can bring it, man. And his phone kind of sucks, so I think a lot of people might have missed a little bit of what he was saying, but I'm sure it was all radio gold in the end. Radio fucking gold. Well, I'll try to clean it up for the replay, so when you guys are going to your iTunes, you go on the Hopped Up Network, you go on the Laughable app, you can go ahead and take a re-listen to that. We're going to take a quick break because I have to pee. And we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the event for the rest of the night. We're going to try to get Ryan Key on the phone, talk a little bit about his involvement in all this. Again, this is The Wort with Mike and Pete, govsradio.com. Check us out on our YouTube page. We'll be right back after this.
Yeah.
This is Govs Radio, and you're getting drunk with Mike and Pete on The Wort.
Lately, I've been drinking too much whiskey. I've been getting drunk now every day. I can't sober up to face the heartache, knowing that I drank my wife away.
page with sound right now.
Boom.
Boom. In studio with us, Brian from Bellport Brewing and Todd from Long Island Music and Entertainment. Is it an entertainment or just Long Island Music Entertainment?
And entertainment.
And entertainment. Good, great. All right, so I got it right.
You
I
got it
said
right.
and.
Unlike 89 North, which you messed up.
I think I said 86. You said 87. We're just going to throw some dice out there and just guess.
88, 89.
Hey, just look at North Ocean Avenue in Patchogue and you'll find it somewhere in there. That'd be great. We are going to now change gears a little bit and talk a little bit about the upcoming show August 17th at 89 North on North Ocean Avenue in Patchogue, coming up on August 17th. It is going to benefit PKU. So let's start with Brian. Brian, what is where did this all come from, and how did this all start? And tell us a little about what we're going to be expecting here in the next few weeks.
So PKU is titled as a rare disease. They say less than 20,000 newborn babies a year have this in the United States, are born with this, and it's a metabolic disorder where a child cannot break down the proteins in food, in any type of food.
And so what happens as a result from that? What do the proteins end up doing?
Yeah, so they actually they turn into toxics into your brain, and it could turn into you can have side effects as something simpler from like a lethargic behavior and mental retardation.
Jesus.
Just because of what you eat.
So how did you get involved in something like this? Because it seems like it's a rare disease compared to the amount of babies born a year. So
I have a 12-year-old that has it.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I won the lottery on that one.
The unlucky lottery, but we're dealing with it. He's 12, so he made it out of it.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Okay,
Katie is amazing. She is the staple of what you should be doing for the right thing. I mean, it's the great thing about the treatment for this is, aside from a little bit of a protein shake 3 times a day, it's diet. I mean, it's really diet. I mean, the difference between you and I is she can never have a cheeseburger. She can never have chicken, fish, something like that, right?
So what does the diet consist of then?
It's
soy?
Not even soy, because there's protein in soy.
Oh, okay.
So it's
little milk proteins, right?
No milk.
Okay.
Vegetables, certain vegetables, fruits.
Okay.
They have synthetic foods. So, like when we have to buy a box of pasta, you and I go to the store and we get a box of pasta for $1, $2.50 or whatever it is. Her pasta's $12.
Jesus.
I mean, and we've been doing this for 12 years so far, and she eats like a linebacker. So,
she's 12 now, so she's just housing food.
Right. So, but I got to tell you, she's unbelievably smart. She's on a roll at school. Awesome. She's doing unbelievably well. And we've been following a lot of the companies that are doing treatments for not only adults, because adults have it. They've had it for a long time, and children. And recently, a company out there called BioMarin is doing trials. They have FDA approval, and they're doing trials on adults that have had PKU, that came off of diet, that allows them to basically be cured.
Wow.
And this is something that
they're getting results that are showing.
They're getting results. I mean, there's side effects here and there, but nothing that's not worth
manageable side effects.
Right. Nothing that's a headache or a little joint pain or something like that. But
which
something
we can
that's
cure with other things.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So it's a huge
I'll take an
breakthrough.
aspirin if it means I can have a
cheeseburger. Fucking hey.
It's a huge breakthrough, and right now it's for adults, and they're going to start moving to children eventually, but my wife and I have been supporting the foundations that help the treatment and help the people get support with PKU for as long as we've had our kid, 12 years now. Any money we have by the end of the year goes right to the whatever it be.
That's awesome.
And so they're so close to getting this next step out for children, and it's
got to be a game changer for a parent if you could,
I got to tell you, it's bittersweet, because let me ask you this. If you see a chocolate cake in front of you and you've never in your life had a chocolate cake, would you be upset if you couldn't eat that chocolate cake?
No, if you didn't know anything different.
You have something else. You have a substitute for it.
that you
you
really
know.
like. I'm sure there's
Right,
something your
of
daughter
course,
really
of
loves
course
that
there
she could
is,
just
of
do all
course.
day. Yeah.
So it's almost like, here's the cure in the hand here. Do we take it? Is it worth it? I mean, otherwise the guarantee is keep going where you're going.
Right.
We don't know what this cure is going to do in 15 years
Fear
or
of the
10
unknown.
years. Exactly right. So that's the whole thing. That's where we are right now. And I reached out to BioMarin and I said, listen, I want to help. I want to do more than we're doing. You guys are doing strides to do the right thing here. How can we help? One of the support groups for PKU, because there's not a lot of information out there about it, is PKU News.
Okay.
And another company called How Much Fee, and Fee is the acronym for the breakdown of molecules in the brain, or how the protein that your body can digest. So they combined into one. They're now one company, and they have the best source of basically resources for new parents that have a child with PKU.
Wow.
How to deal with it. What the hell is it? What do we tell with our babysitter?
Is it something online? Is it a publication?
It is, yeah. So they do a publication.
Okay.
They do stuff online. They're fantastic. They are amazing. And they said, you know what? That's where we want our support to go. Let's support
Right to
them
that, right.
because they have been so great for years, giving all the new parents. I mean, we were 24 when we had our kid, and it's like, what the hell? We got a call from a doctor at Stony Brook, and they said, yeah, stop feeding your kid. You're killing your kid.
Jesus.
We were like, what the fuck are you talking about? We're killing our
It's a mind
kid.
fuck.
Right. She said, yeah, stop. You got to get to the hospital. We got to talk to you. I said, no, you got to talk to me over the phone. Like, what do you mean don't feed my newborn?
Right.
So that's what the whole thing is. And once we got the right information, we were like, all right, this is manageable. We can deal with this. We're going to go for it. And it's been 12 years, and it's been great. And she's been awesome with it. And that's what PKU is. So PKU, in a nutshell, is a rare disease, and it affects adults as well as newborns. And the only benefit of the newborns is we have better treatment for it.
As time went on, 12 years later.
Yeah, they didn't really have so much. And unfortunately, there's a lot of adults that are struggling to either get back on their diet or just decided, listen, I know what that cheeseburger tastes like. I'm friggin' staying on that cheeseburger. And I get it. And listen, I understand. Me personally, sense. I wouldn't be able to stop that. I can't.
Now that you know what it is,
I can't stop a cheeseburger.
Oh my God. On the lighter side,
yeah.
Could she drink beer when she turns 21?
She can't drink beer.
Okay.
But the whole thing with beer is getting out some of the enzymes and the proteins from the mash to convert it into sugars for the alcohol for beer. So she can't have beer.
Okay. But is there a brewing process that could eliminate that?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. And we've discussed the gluten-free, and that's just not there. The sorghum doesn't help. It's not going to help at all. So unfortunately for me, she could have hard liquor.
So she's going to go straight to bourbon.
Yeah, not good. Not good.
All the vodka and tequila.
Yeah, not happy about that one. Not happy at all.
Just don't watch Barstool or any of those on.
Oh my God.
Or the girls.
Yeah. Chicks in the Wild.
Chicks in the Wild. That's what the other one is.
Yeah, I don't.
Because then that'll just make you not want to have. He has 2 daughters. I have a daughter. We know.
I have two.
Oh Christ. And so Todd from Long Island Music and Entertainment. What do we? How do we get involved?
What are we expecting from the event?
Well, no. Let's see how did you get involved with Brian here, and how did you step in with your company?
I've known Brian for quite a few years, and with my website, Long Island Music and Entertainment, what we do, we write reviews about concerts, events, restaurants, bars, and we also video interview local celebrities, people of interest, and local bands and artists from Long Island.
Nice.
So, I've known Brian for a handful of years now, and he wanted to put together this charity concert, and he reached out to me because he knew that, I had the connections with the local bands and stuff. He reached out to me. He said, I have this idea for this charity concert. I could use your help on it. And I said, yeah, absolutely, because, Lime is all for it, Long Island Music and Entertainment. So he told me it's going to be a national act, and, if I know any local bands, I said, I know a bunch. So the ball just started rolling with that. Mm-hmm. I went through local bands that I knew. We actually knew some of the same, and we just started a list, and we went through band by band. Availability was key, and we just got it rolling. And August 17th, a week from this Friday, over at 89 North, right now, 89 North. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait to see this get put into play.
Yeah.
So Brian and I, we've been working on this for since May, for a few months now.
Really? All right.
Oh yeah,
yeah, a few months
long time
now.
coming. Yeah.
We did the right thing here. I mean, we put a lot of effort into it. And,
it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you don't have your tickets now for 89 North, August 17th, featuring Ryan Key, formerly of Yellowcard, we also have performances by the Burbs and Chris Connolly.
Oh, the Burbs are playing.
Yeah, the Burbs.
Nice.
So
All right, cool.
we're stoked for the Burbs.
Yeah.
The Burbs are stoked to play with Ryan Key.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be a great show, and a week from Friday it's going down. And I told this guy he has nothing to worry about. It's going to be a great time, and it's going to be truly that.
Nice. So how can you get your tickets? Through Ticketmaster, Eventbrite? What are we doing?
I'm scalping them for $200 each.
And all that money's going to PKU research.
No, tickets. I'll do this one.
Yeah.
Tickets can be bought at tickets.bellportbrewing.com. Did I say that right?
You did.
And
Nice.
there are different packages. You can get a general admission. You can get a meet and greet still available. Some meet and greets are still available. Where you can meet Ryan, which is going to be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. And Long Island Music and Entertainment are thrilled to be part of it.
And you guys have links on both of your Facebook and Twitter and websites and stuff like that?
We only do Facebook. We
Good.
can only
No,
handle
that's
it.
fine. And so through there, there's a clickable link to get to tickets?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, and just like all of us, whether it's Sean. Oh, I forgot to almost give him a shout out. I promised Sean from the Burbs I'll give him a shout out.
Nice,
So what's
there
up,
you go.
Sean? Hope
Hey,
you're
Sean.
listening.
Sean, I've been to a Burbs concert, and I'm trying to think of where it was. But yeah, great band.
Oh,
yeah,
they're insane. They're the perfect combination for
absolutely for everything that's going on that night.
Yeah,
and who was the other?
And the best part about it is that we've all been in contact with each other on Facebook. So
Nice.
me, Brian, Sean, Emily, who's on the Bellport team, we've all been contacting each other, and we're all on the same page, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
And so you guys have doors open at 6 p.m. Am I correct on that? Meet and greets a little earlier.
Yeah, the meet and greets at 5. The general admission doors are at 6.
Okay. First act goes on at what, 6:37?
Probably about 6:30, 6:45, and it's Chris Connolly. We're very excited to have him.
Yeah, he's a local guy, right?
He is.
Yeah.
He's been so busy lately. Shows all over, and some of the stuff that he's been doing is perfect for this show. We wanted to do a nice mixture of, an acoustic selection and then something a little bit bigger with the Burbs and harder with the Burbs, and then finish up with Ryan doing an acoustic set.
Yeah, and you're gonna get a ton of sing-alongs there at the
I'm sure.
at the end of the night. It's the feel good part of the night.
I hope so.
The best part is that I will be introducing the act, so I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, that'd be
right.
fun. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt.
So obviously you said you went through a bunch of other people that potentially could have been on it.
Oh, no doubt.
And Yellowcard or Ryan was really on the docket. You guys Yellowcard fans, obviously.
Yeah. So
yeah, they're pretty good.
I've been fans of Yellowcard since they've started, and I met Ryan a couple years ago. At this point now, I'd say like 15 years ago, cool. And he's Ryan is like you and I. I mean, he's a very cool dude.
Yeah.
He's very. We're grateful to have him support us and just be part of this. And he's been great. He's been awesome.
Yeah, I saw he posted a video on some of the social media inviting people in. So he'll reach out to his followers and get them in there and. Hopefully we can pack out this place for you guys. And you guys are having some 50-50, a raffle, some baskets. What can people expect when they come?
Yeah, so we have a door prize, 50-50 door prize. A lot of the local establishments in Patchogue have donated some stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I can't even thank you guys enough for everything that Patchogue has done.
Has
for
the
us.
meatball place ponied up?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
So we have a small team of volunteers that have been helping us, and I just want to say thanks to all of them. And Jen Davis has been huge going out through Patchogue and giving all of the flyers out and talking to some of the owners, and it's been awesome. So they've been great.
I was going to say, you probably have to have a team of people out there to kind of help promote and create and be part of this.
Yeah, we've all been promoting like crazy.
Yeah, and you have places like local News 12 and Newsday and stuff like that should help spread the word. And we've been tagging them in some of the posts and stuff like that. So we'll continue to do that and hopefully get the word out even further.
I came in contact with the music writer from Newsday.
Oh, nice.
And, he called us one day, and the next day the story was online. So I think we have someone on the line.
Yes, we do. This is the Wort with Mike and Pete. Who do we got on the phone?
Hey, man, sorry. I'm Ryan Key, and I apologize for not calling when I was supposed to. I'm in the studio, and I'm so busy I can't see straight.
Nah, no worries, Ryan. We appreciate you calling in. We're drinking here, so 2 minutes is not a big deal to us.
Okay, good on you.
So, Ryan, so you're going to be playing 89 North, August, 17th, thank you. And tell us a little bit how you kind of got on this team here with these guys and how your involvement is going to help PKU.
I have post Yellowcard, my band I was in for 20-ish years. I felt like one thing I was going to want to do just to kind of really just connect the dots between the band and whatever was coming next was be able to play some private shows here and there.
Yeah.
So I basically just set up a section on my website where I you can contact me and request a private show, and if we can make all the details work and everything, I've done quite a few of them. So I got the email about this show, and as far as from a fan standpoint, I mean, Yellowcard fans in New York, Long Island, New Jersey, that whole part of the world are just legendary in our book. So
you got two of them in studio with you now. Myself and Brian are big fans.
Right on. Well,
nice.
This was kind of a no-brainer for me, and then also it being something that is for such a good cause. It was I'm stoked to be a part of it, and so I'm coming up, and I'll probably play a couple of my solo my newer songs.
Right.
But being that it's kind of like a I think it's sort of based on a Yellowcard environment, and it's kind of like a bar scene. Everyone's going to be wanting to have a good time, and not that you can't have a good time while I'm playing my super mellow, sad acoustic songs I'm writing on my own. I'll probably be playing a lot of Yellowcard songs. I also don't have 90 minutes worth of solo music yet, so it'll probably be mostly a Yellowcard set of songs. I guess
that's how long you're gonna be up. You got 90 minutes to go.
I mean, I don't know. I tend to talk too long, and then I just end up being up there forever, But I guess I'm playing cover songs really at this point when you consider Yellowcard songs.
I mean, that's what it's called,
it's interesting. Right? It's like I'm my own Yellowcard cover band.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm looking forward to it, and I'm trying to focus most of my energy on this new music of my own. So it's cool to have these kind of opportunities to get to still play the Yellowcard music and share that with the fans who I know still want to hear it. Whereas I'm trying to get them all on board to be like, hey, let's get away from that and start getting into the new thing. I know that these kind of opportunities, people still really look forward to hearing those songs. So
post Yellowcard, Ryan, 13 came out in May, and it was a 5-song EP.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and so where did these songs come from? Are they during the Yellowcard era that you wrote them, or is it after the fact, or what was the background behind all these?
No, they were all written for the session. I've always written my songs that way. I'm not someone who collects songs through the year or a couple of years when we're not making a record. Mm-hmm. So like for Yellowcard records, even I would say, with the exception of the first. The very first independent record and like the first EP and stuff, those would be more when I was 19 or 20 years old. A lot of those songs would get written in my bedroom, like as a full song, guitar, vocal, lyrics, everything. But as time went on and we started to demo more, we had more resources to kind of demo music. We would really demo a lot of music, and I would write melodies and lyrics to that music. And we would do all of that when it came time to make an album. So that's just always been my method, and it kind of puts me under pressure a little bit, and I think I work well like that when I'm up against a deadline and I don't have the lyrics written. It forces me to write the lyrics and just kind of do it and move on to the next one, whereas if I had a year to think about it, I don't think I'd ever get it done. That's just how I work. So, wow. When I decided to make the EP, I just started writing ideas then, and it kind of really were the first 5 ideas I came up with were the 5 songs that ended up on the EP. So
no need for rewrites. Done.
No need. Well, that was kind of I co-produced it with a good friend of mine named Arun Bali, who plays in Save the Day.
Oh, nice. Love Save the Day.
Yeah, me too. And so it's really cool to get to work with him, and we're really good buds. And he kind of brought like or I wanted him to bring. He kind of has this a little bit more of like an analog, vintage kind of feel to his style of producing, whereas I've always been a part of kind of these big, massive produced, shiny rock records, you know. And so I really wanted him to help kind of bring that warmth and that just different feel to this. And so I kind of recruited him for that, and he really brought that in. But the writing process, we were both like, let's just do it and let's not overthink it. If we think a riff is cool or we think a part is cool, it's going on the record, and then we're moving on to the next thing. And it really worked well for us. And we're doing that. I'm recording a second EP as we speak. I'm literally in the studio, hiding in a vocal booth right now, talking to you. And we're doing it the same way. We're just kind of throwing it together and doing what we want to do, and not overthinking any of it. And it's really fun, really cool. We're doing a little more stuff on this EP, evolving the sound a little bit. We're doing some drums and a lot more electric guitar. There'll be a lot more electric guitar. Still very clean and kind of ambient feeling. But my best friend Josh Portman, who played bass in Yellowcard for years, he's going to come on the road with me playing guitar, and we'll have some drums with us on the Mayday Parade tour that we announced today.
Oh, nice. There you go.
So it's going to be cool, man. It just keeps getting a little bigger and a little better every day, and I'm really I'm feeling really lucky.
That's awesome, and then you're spreading your luck through to the boys over here, Todd and Brian, and helping them out with the fundraiser out at 89 North. And I assume, since you said in your video on what was it, Facebook or whatever, that you're going to definitely be playing Ocean Avenue. I think that's what the fans really want to hear is.
And 89 North is on Ocean Avenue, so it's only fitting.
That's what I've been told.
What's up, Ryan?
Well, what's up, man? Well, if that's not enough reason that I have to play it, then yeah. But I mean, even, that's the song you just can't get away from.
No,
it,
you can't walk away from that one.
But it's fine. I mean, it's I'm when I'm on stage, I get in that the mode I'm in is sort of you're an entertainer when you're up there as part of your job. I don't know if that's the best word for it, but it's one word for it. And I think people. People are like, oh, you must get so tired of that, and I'm like, well, not really, because that's the one song throughout our career that, like, whatever was happening on stage or however the show was going, if it was amazing, it got even better, and if it was a bad one, it made it a good one at the end.
That's true.
So I play that song because it's what brought me this far in my career, really.
And I'm sure you're nice and polished because you put out the Ocean Avenue acoustic album, where you can pretty much work out every single song on that album on your guitar.
Yeah, well, the thing is, too, I figured out I had to do a show. I did a private show in Philly last year, which was amazing. It was put on by, like, some of the most supportive and hardcore Yellowcard fans on the planet. They put the show together, and people flew in from all over, and it was really cool. But I think I played, like, 21 songs or 22 songs or something, and I did the whole entire show on one guitar.
Wow.
And so I figured out ways to, like, capo and move it around and just figure out tunings, and so I've really come up with a pretty streamlined way to travel and play these shows and stuff. So I think I'll probably be doing the same thing in a couple weeks when I'm up there. I'll try to figure out how to do the set just on the one guitar, which is fun. It's challenging. It also allows me to kind of mess with the keys of the songs a little bit, which can make them a little easier to sing when I'm by myself. I can drop them down a little bit. Which is a cool thing, and so
dope. Well, Ryan Key, formerly of Yellowcard, out on his own, doing his own acoustic album. I guess dropped on May, called 13. It's a 5-song EP. You also have Vultures out there, correct?
That's one of the songs from the EP. Yeah.
Oh, it is from the EP. All right. I thought maybe it was dropped as a single.
No, that was like the first single we put from the EP. But what do you call them? Singles nowadays? I don't know what you call them.
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
that was the first song people heard.
Oh, okay, from the album, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. And you have a video out for Form and Figure right now?
I do. Yeah. My buddy Rob Chinelli, who directed the video, is playing drums on the new EP. So that's one of the things that's really cool about this too, man. It's just I'm doing it with my friends and just bringing in people that I enjoy creating with and that are like just positive energy in my life. And I think that's really bringing a lot to the project, and a lot of these like cool opportunities are coming up just because all the energy going into it. It's just all the vibes are so good. So tonight I'm in the studio with Rob and my friend Will Pugh, who's the singer of Cartel. He's engineering these drums for me.
William is there, huh?
Yeah, man. I'm in his studio now doing the drums. So I don't have a room.
Can you tell him to just put out a new album? God damn it already.
He's working on it.
I've been waiting for new Cartel forever. I mean, I know he has some of his solo stuff, but I want more Cartel.
He's working on a solo thing, but I'll let him know.
Thanks.
But yeah, it's been a cool process, man. I'm looking forward to see where it goes.
Awesome. Well, we're going to see you on August 17th at 89 North in Patchogue. Ryan Key, any last words about the fundraiser or anything of that nature? Anything for the fans?
Bring a friend. Bring a friend.
Exactly. Smart.
We'll see you. Yeah, we'll see you then, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much.
Cool.
All right, Ryan.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
See you guys soon.
All right, have a good one. Ryan from Yellowcard, now singing on his own and obviously doing some great stuff in the studio and anticipating some new EP. Maybe we'll hear a new song out at 89 North.
Brian said he's going to get up on stage and sing with Ryan.
No, I absolutely did not
World's
say
best
that.
karaoke.
I absolutely did not say that, and there will not be happening. I can promise that.
Well, now it's a thing.
Well, now he's going to call you up because if he continues listening to himself back on the radio, and then he's going to be like, oh, now I got to get Brian on stage.
I will tell you the coolest thing about this, though.
Sing the harder songs like Empty Apartment.
My daughter has been bred to love the music that I love, and she's been to more concerts than probably a couple of us together here.
Yeah.
But she's been Warped Tour veteran.
Nice. There you go.
She's seen some of the shows that Yellow.
I meant to ask him, and now you say that, I'm like, fuck me.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, I
Yellow
apologize, but I knew I was at the big top of the show. I was talking about how I saw him stuck in the back with Newfound Glory at the Best Buy Theater a couple weeks ago, months ago, whatever.
That was a great show.
And we were all like, is that Ryan playing guitar back there? What the fuck is he doing?
That was a great show.
And now we saw in the last few dates of the Warped Tour, God rest its soul, that he was playing, out front with them, and he's doing what Steve did, but not molesting girls at the same time.
Yeah,
we don't talk about those things. It was the band kicked their guitarist out because he was
not good.
Yeah,
not a good guy.
Not a good guy. I met him. I thought he was fine, but I actually thought Ian and Psycho Smoke. What the hell's his name? Ian and Cyrus. Cyrus,
right.
The drummer. The three of them used to hang out a lot, and we hung out with them way back in the day. We're talking like 96, 97, before they even became famous. So we were like, Steve's gone, so who are they ever going to replace it? They replace him, and now all of a sudden Ryan's playing with him. Uh-oh. We have another call.
We're popular
This is the Wort with Mike and Pete. Who do we got?
Michael!
Yes, sir.
I got a client in the call for the last hour and a half since I last called who doesn't like beer. What I miss?
You missed us talking to Brian and Todd about the upcoming event August 17th out at 89 North in Patchogue. It's a benefit. No, I can't go. We were going to broadcast live from it, but Pete's got work, and I actually do have work. And if Pete's not going to be there, I technically shouldn't be taking over.
Fuck work.
No, it's not. I agree with you, and I feel bad because
You should go, Graz.
You should go and bring a friend.
I'll go.
All right.
Load up the Bang Bus.
All right.
Is this Bang Bus guy?
This is Bang Bus guy.
Oh my God, we need it. We'll talk after the show.
Yeah, I'll get you in touch with Brian. I'll send you his email, and you guys can just schedule some Bang Bus tours.
Brian, trust me, we'll have fun. I promise you that.
How can you not?
Yeah.
How can you not?
No, he.
All right, so tell me more. I got to catch up. Come on, let's go.
All right, so we talked to them about the
So we're gonna do
event,
a
and it's
show
a
recap
fundraiser
of
for
Graz.
PKU. It wasn't as much beer talk as it was at the beginning of the show, but then we talked to Ryan Key, lead singer of formerly Yellowcard, and now lead singer of his own acoustic band, or I guess he's putting together a band with his old bassist and
that's
a
awesome.
new drummer.
That's very
it
cool.
sounds really cool.
Very cool.
And we spoke to him, and he's going to be performing out there on 89 North on August 17th from in Patchogue. I think the doors open at 6:30, and I guess he'll go on for he said a 90-minute set, though he's going to talk for a little bit.
Yeah,
Is there beer there?
Of course there's beer there. It's 89 North.
Yeah, there'll be beer.
Really?
It's a bar. Have you not been out to Patchogue lately?
No, I have not.
No, you're too busy driving around the Bang Bus. I know.
Yes.
That's busy work, man.
It is busy work.
That's busy work.
So you're pretty much caught up, and then you called, and
we had Steve from Barrage.
Oh yeah, Steve from Barrage called.
That son of a bitch. That guy's getting so much fucking promos. He's the Barrage. This one for Barrier. I'm telling you, man, it's the word with Peter Peters.
All right,
Best
that's
show in the
enough.
world.
We've had enough already.
All right.
Graz, thank you very much for calling in again.
Later, Graz.
I'll catch you up
Bye,
on your show.
Oh, yeah.
I'll call in and ruin your show with all the stuff.
Shut up.
Actually, let me tell you, I tuned in to Ghost Radio the other day, and I literally tuned in right to the moment where Mad Dog called in.
Yes.
For a 20-minute conversation, and it was awesome.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, listen, we missed the whole crew together. The whole crew together is Radio Gold. One of these days we'll get back together.
We'll put the band back together. We'll be Yellowcard again.
Well, I was thinking of something. We should do like a telethon out of that studio.
Telethon?
Yeah, like
we'll resurrect Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah.
Get him
Jerry Lewis.
I know. Great Balls of Fire. I'm just
What about live from the Bang Bus? Can that happen? Or
we could set up that bus to be a recording studio.
What's this guy's name again?
Brian from Bellport.
Brian, I fucking love you.
Well, there you go.
What kind of upload speed do we need to run the show?
No, we'll just do pre-recorded, and then we'll run replays.
Oh, it's so much better at like 480 or something where you can hardly everything's digitalized.
Can't see anything. It's pixelated.
It's like Showtime back in the friggin'
Grab a
2000s.
MiFi and
Is that a phone number or a penis? I can't tell.
Perfect. If it doesn't happen,
Oh,
I'd
that's
be
great.
upset.
All right, Mike.
All right,
I'll let
buddy.
you guys go. Pete, good job, Pete. Brian, nice meeting you. We'll do
You
something
too, buddy.
with the Bang Bus. We'll make it illegal.
Make
That's
it
right.
happen. Make it happen.
Later, Graz.
See you later.
Later. It's Anthony Graziday, Limo Talk Podcast, right here on GovsRadio.com.
Gotham Gold Graz.
GothamGoldGraz.com for your limo needs. And you can rent the Bang Bus and take it out east. Head out and... Dude, there's some stories. There's some real stories from his bus.
I'm not in the beer world like you guys. Should I ask what the
No,
Bang
it's
Bus?
actually a wine tour bus. So Anthony has a limo company, and he has a wine tour bus that leaves out of the library in Farmingdale, travels out east and hits a few wineries, and then comes back for dinner at things. So we went to a comedy like expose, and we took the bus and we just named it the Bang Bus because I can only assume so much has gone on that bus for a
like
wine
you don't
tour.
want to bring a black light.
Well, that came up, sure, and he told us stories about girls throwing up and just sundresses and what.
Sundresses.
Yeah, just what
Vomiting
happens
and
at a winery when a
sundresses.
girl has 15
Oh, my
wines.
God.
It's just it's a nightmare, and
Yep.
that's probably why Bohemia
That's
doesn't
exactly
want you
right.
to
Again,
do anything.
fucking Vineyard 48.
Exactly.
Well,
Just want a minute.
you want to take a quick break? We'll
Yeah,
come back
take a
and
quick
drink some
break.
beer and wrap this
Wrap
up,
it up.
and we'll be right back. We thank really quick Steve and Ryan for calling in this segment. This is The Wort with Mike and Pete, govsradio.com. We'll be right back after this.
This is Ghost Radio, and you're getting drunk with Mike and Pete on the Wort.
pronounced the Wort.
What is it? The Wort? Yeah, okay, I'll do that again. This is the Wort on Govs Radio.
It is the Wort. Not Wart, not Fort, not short. The Wort.
I'm sorry, I just don't know what that means. When do you guys start drinking?
Who says we haven't been drinking?
Where's mine? If I say it correctly this time, can I have a drink?
We'll think about it.
You're listening to the Wort on Govs Radio.
Yeah. It's the Wort with Mike and Pete, GovsRadio.com. The phone number 516-465-3990, 516-513-0515. Woo! It's a lot to say in one breath. I'll pot this down a little bit. Wow, that was a great segment. A long segment, but a great segment. I had to hold my pee the whole time, I got to tell you. By the way, during that break, we were drinking the Bronx Brewery American Blonde, and I got to say, it was fairly delicious. I think the unanimous decision in this room was it was a good beer.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's solid. And I think what they put together in those mix packs are good, too. I've had a couple of those. And as much as the thing to do is 16-ounce cans, I'll say it again.
I love the 12-ounce
I
cans.
like a 12-ounce can for some reason.
I can ship them to Texas and Minnesota.
You can fit a six-pack in them.
Perfectly. I told you, it perfectly fits in Postal Service, the Express Box Medium.
I know exactly what you're talking
about. I know. I also, it fits in our nice little Yeti koozies, Yeti coolers, which if you have a 16-ounce, it doesn't fit in the Yetis, and it kind of annoys me. So now I'm out searching for good beer, and that it comes in a 12-ounce can.
I got to find a box that fits a 4-pack of 16-ounce.
I'm sure there's got to be one out there.
Yeah.
Or what about the long ones? And you could just like barrel them together.
I got a piece of equipment for work in a box that looks like it would perfectly fit like a bomber.
Nice.
But I'm really scared to like mail that across.
You got
the
to
country.
like bubble wrap the shit.
I know.
Out of that.
It looks like it's just big enough, but I don't know. So I feel like shipping like a $20 bottle of beer for.
I know. For what it would be.
For another $25.
Insure it. And when it says, do you have explosives or liquids in there? You go, nah.
And not have someone come to my door afterwards.
So you know
it's going to track you down.
Somebody
People
told me
shipping
once
shit all the time.
that the way to get around from that, and of course now we're going to put some of the
we're gonna blow it up.
Service.
Anyone from
loopholes.
USPS, just stop listening now.
Just shut it off.
Save it for later, and that we don't get annoyed.
So apparently you can call it yeast samples.
Really? Now,
I've used it, and,
Okay.
and I didn't believe it, and I used it with just one can and sent it down to Florida, and I used it, and they looked at me like, "You mean beer?" I said, "No, I mean,
we see right through this shit. What are you talking about?"
It's yeast samples.
Yeast samples
mixed with barley, hops, and water.
Guess what? It went through for $6.95, no problem. As much as I can put in there in that damn box.
Just pack it in. Beautiful. So the Bronx American Blonde was quite delicious, and we really enjoyed it, but we're not going to break that one down. What we are going to break down is on Sunday, I stopped by my local brewery called Small Craft, and we're still trying to get Gerard and Gary, I guess Gary and Gerard, into the studio. We're trying to tempt them now with more and more podcasts that they should be jealous of.
They don't like answering my emails.
They don't, and even to like the company one and or their personal ones. Hey, guys, give us a call and drop us an email so we can bring you in here because I'm actually really stoked that this is a local brewery, probably the closest one to my house for now, and soon not to be. So if you want me to stay loyal and true to the Amityville, then you better be coming on the show before the Lindenhurst one opens up. And speaking of which, we've been talking to Ryan from 27A Brewing. He's working on his brewery right now in the town of Lindenhurst. He's pulling down some studs and moving some stuff and working on the tasting room. And he's
those signs he's excavating.
Yes, the stuff he's finding from like the 1950s behind the walls. I'm sure if you get started on yours, you might find some stuff behind the drywall if you ever pull anything down.
I found some weird shit in even in my house. I found like some old like pop top beer cans and like I forget what I think it was like Budweiser when they used to come in like the those like red stripe bottles.
Yeah, I was gonna say the balloon belly.
The stubby. What was it? Stubby?
Yeah, stubby bottles. Yeah. So they came out with some stuff from like it used to be an old church store.
No, it was next to the or was it after that one?
Yeah, there was like
yeah. I
Christian
remember that. I
religion
remember that
store.
store when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too. I remember.
I think my parents bought me a rosary bead stuff in there, which
and I used to go. I swim at the high school when I was a kid.
not a wise investment on their
and
part.
we drive by there every time. Yeah, right. Because that just burned a hole through your neck. All right. So he pulled some stuff down and found some old stuff from the 1950s.
It was a bike shop, I
And he
think.
kept it. He kept it.
He kept them. He's going to frame them, put them up.
Yeah, frame it,
that's
put it
pretty
up.
awesome. That's
And
pretty
they
cool.
were, and what I didn't know, and the Lyndhurst Chamber of Commerce sent out a Instagram post about how it's the first brewery since the 1940s or something, really early on. There was 2 breweries.
Yep.
In Lyndhurst.
I believe it. We were Lyndhurst was in the Guinness Book of World Records.
That's
for,
correct. Most amount of bars
most
per
bars
square
per square mile.
That's
Yep.
ridiculous.
It's my
And to have that many breweries.
That's my hometown.
2 breweries in the hometown.
I used to
You're
live
known
there
for
as
something
well.
good.
Yeah.
You're known for something good.
Yeah, well, at least it's something.
They love it. So the write-ups I've heard from the chamber and from the people at Lindenhurst, I mean, they were absolutely insane to have it. There's a couple of beer distributors there that we distribute to.
Flag
Beverage is
Tony's
an
great.
amazing beer distributor.
Cool spot.
And
so you sold how I know that the bottle with the wax. Which one was it called?
That one was we've done. I think
done a few.
I think everything we've ever done was wax. I want to tell you every bottle release we've ever done was wax. So
Okay.
The one that Flag would have had was our Fireplace Bay. And that is a coffee stout with lactose. And that was the...
it was during the colder months, if I'm not mistaken.
That was the last one that they've gotten as far as the retail, other than kegs and stuff like that.
I went. I tried to make it to it because he posted it on his Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
And I missed you.
We had a tasting there.
The bottle was still there. I grabbed one of them,
Awesome.
but you weren't there. And I was like, damn it, I missed him. And yeah, Tony does a great job, and he actually sponsored the Ales on the Rails,
Yes, I heard
which happened on Sunday as well. So I went from small craft over to Ales on the Rails and participated. I was looking for Ryan, but he was already sold out within the first hour, he said. I participated in the Stein holding contest. Did you see that on?
I saw that. Yeah.
So you guys can. My personal Instagram is Mike the Tool, no caps, no spaces, and I participated in the Stein holding contest. It was I think it's a 64-ounce Stein. It's huge and it's heavy before you even put beer in it. And I will say this, Pete, I'm proud of myself.
What place did you come in?
I didn't go out first or second or third, but I didn't win. Let's just say that. That shit is not easy, but I made it through some bigger
It's
guys.
a full Stein,
like
right?
It's a full Stein. So I'm looking up and down the road. I'm not a big guy. And I'm looking, I see some guys that go to the gym every day. And I'm like,
it's those lats.
Yeah, it's the lats. And I go, I don't think I'm going to make it out of this, but I definitely can't be last. And so I didn't. It's from what I read, it's mind over matter anyway. There is something you can do to train for it, but there's no amount of working out that gets you to hold a Stein longer than anybody else, no matter how big or how strong you are. That's what I've read online.
Wow.
It's a matter
I'm
of
going to
practice.
start going back to the gym, and that's going to be my workout
The
routine.
one thing.
I'm going to try and lose weight and win Stein holding contests.
Well, there's one every year apparently. And for the last 2 or 3 years,
And
they've
Ales
been
on the
doing
Rails?
Ales on the Rails. You and me, Pete. Next year, we'll do a Mike and Pete.
Sold.
We'll broadcast live from the Ales on the Rails, and we'll do our Stein holding contest.
Maybe the gyms should start selling beer.
Yeah,
and then they can,
or like in that movie Beer Fest, where they're all just working out
Just
with
beer
beer the
training?
entire beer training,
So
nothing
easy,
but.
so easy.
I'm surprised in Beer Fest they didn't have Stein holding contest as part of the Olympic.
Because it's
events.
not drinking. I think that's the...
It's true. Well, I turned to my friend who was there with us. We met him just by chance. I coached with his wife, and we ended up. I turned to him and I said, we're both kind of shaking a little bit. And I said, do you want to just cheers and chug? And he goes, yeah. And I went, tink, and we both went out. So, and at that point, there was only like 3 or 4 people left. And there was a lot to start. Nice. So definitely, like I said, not the first, not the last. So that's fine with me. Held my own. I felt proud of myself. And now if my wife's listening, she's going to be like, you said it again, Mike. You said it again. I know. I get it. You're proud. I got it. All right. Anyway. So that was my Sunday. So we're drinking small craft saison, and
I like it a lot.
Yeah, just give me this is Shore. I don't remember what the fuck it is.
Short Beach Saison.
Short Beach.
7% by volume.
That's strong for a saison.
Yes, it is.
Usually you get them in at 5 to a 6, right, somewhere in there.
Yep.
Didn't show the
Slightly
IBUs on
above
there.
average. No, it doesn't.
That's fine. But it's
They're
not
low.
super. Yeah, it's very low. Do you guys brew
Under
a saison, Bri?
We have. We haven't done it in a long time, but we have done it, and I've learned a lot since being with Rocky Point. And
Yeah, because they, like you said,
that's
the
what they
German.
do.
That's
I
a
mean,
thing.
That's what they do, and they do so good at it. So I've learned a lot, and that was the biggest thing. I would love to try it again and do some more, but right now, let's leave it for these guys.
Yeah.
These guys are killing. This is a great beer.
Yeah,
It's
it's
very good.
Excellent beer.
One of my favorites, and I'm a big Brown fan. You ever
course.
brew? Of course,
Absolutely.
everyone drink. You know,
Nut Brown and
of
sure,
course.
Of course.
So they do this Bay House Brown. It's a very hoppy brown. Reminds me of what Sweetwater did with their hop hash. They did a hop hash brown. Maybe like 2 years ago, right around playoff time of baseball. And I say that because I took it to the 2015 Mets playoff game against the not playoff, but it was the World Series game against the Royals. And I got lit up on those things. They were like 7%, and it was very hoppy brown, a lot of ABV, and it was one of the best beers I think they ever made. And they stopped producing it. And I've sent them multiple emails. Make it again. Just make it as a series or something. But no, Hoptail had to come out and all this other fruity bullshit that they put together. And, since then, this brewery, which is, again, 5 minutes from my house, has come out with Bay House Brown. And it is up there. I think it's like a 6.8, close to a 7, and it is fantastic. And I have it here with me. If we have time, we'll get to it. But I don't think these 32-ounce crowlers are pretty large and in charge, so it takes a while to get through them.
Yep.
And we're starting to run out of shit to
I
talk
could
about.
down this right now.
You could? Is that good, huh?
I like it a lot.
Take
actually,
most
yeah.
of it, yeah, go ahead. And one of Pete's favorites is
Take this one.
Sand City's
There's enough here.
Khaleesi's
Stormborn.
Stormborn. Sand City
Belgian.
kills this Belgian blonde.
It's Belgian strong.
Strong, yeah.
Belgian strong.
And it has that saison feel.
Okay,
Oh
yep.
my god,
Yep.
that's so good. And I think I bought like 8 or 9 of them, and every time I see Pete, I give him one. I'm like,
I love it.
Here you go, Pete. Here you go.
I love it. It's one of those things like when either I'm having a very good day or a very bad day. That's one of those things
You go right to the
I go
fridge
right
and
to
look
that,
for
yeah.
They're good. Yes, it's a small craft brewery in Amityville. Check them out. It's Small Craft Brewing on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all that other good stuff. And go in there. They have a pretty good special on growlers. Is growler something you'd want to go to? Do you think the age of growler is over, Brian? Or
I don't. No. I you know what? People want aluminum. They want it for the boating season. They want it for the freshness that comes out of it. I don't have a lot of experience with growlers. We've done a lot with bottles.
you don't have to worry about bringing your own growler.
Yeah. So I will tell you this. I'm a little bit more old school. I love the 12-ounce cans. I don't think I'll ever abandon those. I think I'm going to do those for quite a while.
Yeah, but listen, we'll be right there for you.
Yeah,
because you have a market for it.
I love the 12-ounce cans.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it with the 16 ounces. I mean, it's more beer. It's bang for your buck, and it's super fresh, and it's what's happening right now. The canning companies come out here and they can just nail all these out. They can just do them super quick, and it's efficient. They do a great job, and not a lot of loss, and it's working out well. But I like it. I get the idea of cans. I understand it. I'm a little bit more traditional. I love the bottles. I will never stop with bottles.
Really?
I will never stop with
Are you
bottles.
talking about like 22s or
22s?
Yeah.
Okay.
I could see 12 ounces also. But as far as cans go, our first can, as much as I say I love the 12, our first can that may be released will be
16.
Chances are 16.
Not a lot of companies, not a lot of breweries on Long Island are doing 12-ounce bottles.
Yeah,
Greenport.
At times,
Yeah.
they're doing the shorties,
Yep.
but they're doing 12s.
I've seen Long Island do a couple of them.
Yep. Okay.
But Long Island's still doing the 12-ounce cans.
Yes.
and
Yes.
I freaking love it.
Like the farmhouse ale came in
my
it,
God.
and the
Baylor was
the
there.
summer
Baylor
one.
was 16, I thought. No, that was the Eye of Darkness, or
yes, right.
what was that? Is that what it was called? I forget what it was called.
Black Friday.
Black Friday.
Black Friday
There
was
you go.
in 16, but their Baylor was this, and of course Celtic was.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Celtic's the classic of that.
And I got to tell you, I mean, that is what I mean. Long
Oh,
Island.
Montauk
is-
too. Montauk's doing 12-ounce cans.
Well,
They
12
haven't.
ounce
There you
cans. I'm
go,
saying
right.
bottles. 12-ounce
Oh,
bottles.
bottles.
Not many.
No.
There's
Not many. Greenport.
So if you go online and you're looking at breweries,
That's-
Pete, in the last few weeks,
Oh, Great South Bay
yeah,
would be the other one doing 12-ounce bottles.
what are they?
There you go.
Yeah, they are. You're right.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
still doing it. Like the major markets, like Sweetwater is still doing it.
Right.
Oh, yeah, no,
Loose
no.
Cannon's still doing it.
Plenty of people still doing 12-ounce bottles.
but I think the big, like you said, now
around here is what. Yeah.
now once this tariff goes into play, when the Trump
it's in
aluminum
play.
tariff comes, you might see a lot more people going bottle, just because it'll be cheaper and easier to do than to worry about the high taxes that are going to be placed on imports for things like aluminum.
A lot of it's for canning. A lot of it ends up being from recycled. So that
I hope that's the case.
which
yeah.
isn't subject to the tariffs.
No, it's
but-
here in the United
Yeah.
States.
There is
so.
a shortage right now for us, though. I mean, we are getting ready to do a beer with another local company that's going to start making a little bit of beer with us for us. And I was talking to him today, and we were going to put an order in for
Can
cans.
you drop a name?
Oyster Bay.
Oh, okay, good.
And
Was it Aaron?
I was talking to Ivan. And he was telling me there's a shortage of aluminum. And
You got to see the
It's a
pallets
great
of
time to do a
aluminum
tariff.
he's got coming in. Like they ship the pallets of empty aluminum cans into the brewery, and I watched him do it one day when I was up there, and it's 10 feet high.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
it's 6 feet wide by 6 feet wide, and they're just humongous. But it's the enormity of what he's doing between Barn Rocker and the IPA in the summer.
They're killing it.
It's unbelievable.
They're
My buddy lives literally a block away.
Very
We
cool.
go there quite often.
It's a
and
great brewery.
when I'm up there. That's
Awesome
my North
brewery.
Shore, my go-to.
Awesome
with
brewery.
the peculiarities of your
Ooh, there's
license.
a word. There is a.
With being a tavern, not a brewery.
Right.
Are there any restrictions on like growler or crowler sales for where you're going to be operating?
We'll find out. As of right now, I hold a license for a farm brewer.
Oh, you do?
Oh, okay.
I do, and that's
But
enough.
that's from the state. Is it like the town ordinances that are basically like?
Yeah, so this is where the issue is a little sticky here. So the town calls me one thing. They call me a bar with a novelty brewery, but I can hold my beer license there, and it's clear as mud.
From the state.
From the state with the town, perfect, whatever. And then the health department says, wait a minute.
Holy shit.
They say, wait a minute. They say, the second you turn that mash tun on, you're a freaking brewery. So I don't care what the hell you do other than that. When you turn that mash tun on, you're a brewery.
And now, so what does that entail for the health department? They need certain things.
Well, now you're dealing with as a bar, I don't need the restrictions of the sewage or the or a cesspool, an independent cesspool or anything like that. But as a brewery, I have to have it.
God.
So now I'm called a bar to the town, and the town can give a shit if I
What you doing back there?
if I put a cesspool in or not. If anything else, it's going to hurt me trying to get a CO for a useless cesspool that doesn't need to be there, according to the town. But the health department's going to say there's no way we're going to open you up unless you have
a cesspool.
A cesspool. Shit. There's no communication whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, they all want their
the
taste,
health
too.
department is state, county, town,
It's county. Yeah, so they
you're
go over
getting,
the town anyway.
You have a different regulation for the state, the county, and the town.
And federal.
And
Oh, yeah,
and
federal.
Yeah, federal gets in there. They get in there too. So it's everybody gets to play.
The federal is your taxes.
Federal is my taxes. State they get taxes too.
Of course.
They get involved in that, but they do more localized distribution and what you can and can't do. And then the town is more who can come in and who can't, and what you can call yourself, and the name of this
Oh my
and this
God.
and that.
I feel like we could do a show just on.
There's no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
You could do a 5-part series, no question about it. No question about
Mike
it.
and Pete from the Word present Business with Brewers,
And
part
now the
1
health
of 5.
department, right? No, it is disgusting to get through it all. There's people in the industry that make a living doing expediting of this type of stuff.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
They
Like Edelman's Pistol Service, but for brewers.
Exactly right. So they deal with the TTB, with the SLA, and they're good at what they do. but you pay for it. I mean, that's exactly what it is. If you
pay to play.
So for me, I've been through this. This is going to be my third time going through the TTB and the SLA. So I've played this game with them, and I understand how it goes. But it's my first time dealing with agencies that are so close that work together that are so far off the same page.
It's frustrating.
Yeah,
I could only say it's frustrating.
Yeah. So I get some great news from the town, and I think it's awesome, and we're doing fantastic.
Like, yeah, we're going,
and then the county comes in and like, oh, well.
And the county's like, yeah, well,
dude,
fuck
you
you,
painted
you're
your
not
color
doing
of the walls wrong. What the fuck's the matter with you?
Well, that's funny because Amityville has a law where you can't paint the exterior of your building outside of a colonial color palette. It can't be hot
that's
pink.
Amityville, or is that maybe the
no, just
historical
Amityville.
society?
No, it's Amityville.
No
The town itself,
shit.
you can't set, like, CVS opened up. So they went to this really, like, forest green.
Snug Harbor or whatever?
Yeah, and then you look at Stop and Shop, and it couldn't have its standard colors other than in the logo. Everything else had to be like a tan and a brown, and they really fuck you on that. It's not like they're charging you more because of the paint color, but they really restrict you if you're a business that's looking for some sort of standout.
Sure.
So you can only, and same thing with houses. You can't paint your house
Doesn't
pink
that-
in Amityville. No, you cannot.
I-
It's got to be under the colonial color palette. And
What exactly is the colonial
Sherman-Williams asked for the colonial book,
Warm
and they'll
colors,
show you.
I guess, right?
Yeah, it's like
Warm,
earth
inviting.
tone bullshit. Yeah.
Right. So you drive by this tiny little friggin' town, and then all of a sudden it's a shithole everywhere else.
Right. Pretty much.
Not that it's a shithole anywhere, but
Well, no, it is. No, it is.
I guess.
It's East Massapequa, North Amityville, and a little bit of Copiague sucks ass. So, yeah, pretty much surrounded by shit.
But it's nice when you drive past it.
It's
again,
beautiful
right?
in the town. It's awesome.
The colonial,
Todd, you don't have to deal with any of this bullshit, do you?
No, actually, I used to live in both towns, Amityville
Did
and,
you?
and Lindenhurst. Yeah.
Nice. Look,
Todd's a nomad.
I lived at 108 Ocean Ave. Talk about Ocean Avenue. Right?
Ocean Avenue. Yeah. Did you?
No, I'm just kidding. I didn't live in the horror house.
Oh, no.
But,
I know who
I had
did.
a friend who lived down
I
the
grew up in
block years
Amityville.
ago.
No shit.
Yeah.
Really? They get a lot of tourists, right?
Fucking
yeah,
A, dude.
yeah.
Every year. So I used to bike from my house right by the high school all the way down to the end of Ocean Avenue, which is my swim team. And so when I would bike back from the swim team, it was about 9 or 10 o'clock. There would be people that would stop you. Excuse me, do you know where the horror house is? And we were always told as kids, everyone in the town, send them somewhere else.
Yeah,
so
don't
you
say
send them
anything.
Richmond, or you send them over to the other side to Bayview Avenue, and send them away because they get people that would stop and just sit outside and take pictures. They've done so much to that house, though; it's almost unrecognizable.
No,
at this
you can
point.
I heard
recognize
about
it.
that too.
I know if you know it
the
that
door's
well.
on the wrong fucking
Yeah,
side.
it's so wrong.
The other side, but- oh my God.
Well, the thing is,
it's the
it was
only
built
house-
there before anything else
Right,
was there.
yeah,
so.
yeah.
It's the only house on the block with the door on the side.
That's
Yes.
right.
It's so easy to
Yeah.
find.
So I had two people that I knew that lived there. The O'Neills, who is a big name in our town. There's a family in our town that has like 15 cousins, and they all live in the town.
Have you ever been inside?
Yes.
Wow.
When the Wilsons lived there, Mike Wilson went to high school with me, and which doesn't sound crazy because we were in the same town, but we went to St. Anthony's, and he had a party one night, and we went over there, and it's definitely strange. The back of the house that they extended on, beautiful, brand new, clean, top of the line kitchen, multi-million-dollar home type kitchen that you see. Right. The minute you step over the threshold and into the house, it looks fucking exactly like the goddamn movie.
Cool is
that staircase is totally recognized. When I stepped and looked at the staircase as it went up and over and around, and you could see the big opening, I went, "Oh fuck!"
That is fucking awesome.
It just sold a couple years ago too. I think
It did.
for like
So
like
the
850 or
Wilsons
something.
sold it off, and then the new people that bought it. So it's getting sold off not because it's spooky, because I was there. I was there until
It's
1
because
or
it's
2
south
a.m.
of Montauk.
Because
which
it's
anywhere
fucking
is-
expensive,
Yeah.
and the taxes are
Oh,
unbelievable.
I can only imagine what the taxes
I know
are
what
there.
my taxes are north of Merrick
Yeah.
Road. Can you imagine what the taxes are South Merrick Road on a canal in a multi-million-dollar home?
way.
I mean, at its height, multi-million-dollar.
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
not now.
I think there was an article
It's
on Newsday
probably-
because, of course, there was.
Of course, yeah.
But I think it
because-
went for like $850 or something like that.
Which is ridiculous.
Which is, I mean, not cheap.
I mean, it has a boathouse that literally you can drive your boat into
Oh,
an
with like a lift
enclosed
and stuff.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and the property is amazing, and the inside is pristine.
And I hear the voices have the loveliest British accents.
Well, we're going to horrify you now. Hello.
I heard that the other one that was crazy was that that show Breaking Bad, where the house that was in there, they still get like pizzas thrown on their roof.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, dude.
Still to this day, huh?
Constantly, they get like, they're constantly throwing pizzas on this guy's roof, and he gets pissed off from it all the time. I couldn't imagine it.
Todd, where else did you live in Lindenhurst?
I lived on 34th Street between New York and Albany Avenue.
I lived on Albany Avenue.
What's that?
My parents live on Albany Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Between 37th and 38th.
All right. Yeah, I lived there 12 years ago for about 5-6 years.
And this is before, did you grow up in Amityville and live in Lindenhurst?
No, I grew up in North Belmore, actually.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Where else? Where do you live now?
Nomad is appropriate.
I live in Bethpage now.
Come by the campaign house on Friday. I'll be there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's where I work. I bartend there every night. Every Friday night.
I loved Whoville. I miss
yeah,
Whoville.
Everyone misses Whoville.
You bartended over there?
I bartend the campaign house.
Yeah, I'm going to come see you Friday.
Yeah, come see me Friday. I'm there. Everyone that comes in there that wants to get hammered at 1 a.m. as we're closing up, I was like, I wish fucking Whoville is still here.
Whoville was
I'm like,
great.
I know, but now we're a restaurant with a bar. We're not a bar that has shitty food coming out the back. But the bar was awesome. The bar,
the food at Whoville was probably my favorite part of Whoville.
Really?
Oh, the food was amazing there.
See,
you know Whoville, Brian?
No. So let me give you the quick.
I knew everybody there. I knew everybody there.
So Tracy,
yeah,
who worked here. That's how I'm there. So Tracy and I worked here together for 4 years. Tracy is still here and there at times. Tracy and I became really good friends. We'd hang out a lot. And then she brought me in because her boyfriend was the owner and manager. And I'm trying to think of his name, but Greg.
Greg, yeah.
Greg.
And Todd also.
And Todd as well, yes.
His brother.
But Greg brought me in when they flipped over to Campaign. And Greg was managing Whoville. Campaign House.
Is he still there?
No. It was hard for him as an owner to go from owner to manager, to lose that voice.
But whatever they did to that place, I live right down the block. Yeah, I'm walking distance.
Sweet.
So,
Come down Friday. We can get drunk.
So that place is always packed.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Friday
they
and
did,
Saturday.
Whoville,
I'll
10
say
people.
this. They did. But it was a late night spot as opposed to a 5 o'clock. See, now at Campaign, we are busy from about 6 o'clock till about 10 o'clock.
But it's pricey over there, right? I mean,
No.
No.
Listen, I worked at the meatball place in Farmingdale, and I'd say comparable and less pricey than meatball place.
Wow.
Not the same food though. The chef there.
I was there once
excellent.
since it switched over. I wasn't a fan, but I've been wanting to go back just
Go
to
back.
get some.
The beer selection, I'm gonna be honest, is not great. I
thought it was pretty decent.
His tap lines never changed from Whoville, so they suck.
I'm simple. I'm Bud Light, Coors Light.
So then you'll be fine.
I thought the tap selection was good. I went
No,
there for a party.
I'm not
I
saying
thought it was pretty decent.
I guess from what I know from being behind the bar, I know that he's not doing what he should be doing in regards to
maintenance,
raising the bar for what he wants to do with the restaurant. The restaurant, the food, excellent. The beer selection, still very Whoville-ish.
Yeah,
and I'm
not familiar with Whoville.
We're trying to introduce craft cocktails, and I'm not a fan of that. But
how are the girls that go there? Are they nice?
Yeah, there's plenty of women that show up. And
married, dude.
What? No, I'm not. I'm not hitting on him.
No,
I didn't mean. I wasn't playing that game.
Gotcha on that one.
I don't
was
swing
not
that
playing
way.
that game at all.
Well, there's not a lot of men there, but the two girls behind the bar are very lovely. They're Nikki and Casey do a great job, and the three of us as a team on Friday nights kill it. So,
But you guys had
and live music every Friday.
I'm going to see
and
on
Saturday.
Friday. What time?
I'm there at 5. So 5 to close.
I'll be there at 4:45.
No, don't be there. There'll be nobody there. Just come in, for like dinner time or thereafter. Have dinner at home and then come in or have dinner at Campaign. And,
Give it a try, man.
And I'll get you set up. Get you set up nice.
Hey, maybe they want a review on Long Island Music and Entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. I would talk to Don. Don would love it.
I'll do a story about you guys.
Exactly. I'll talk to Don about
Cross
it. When you come
promoting,
in,
there we go.
When you come in, Stephanie's the manager on Friday nights. I'll have her come over, talk to you, hang out.
All right.
We'll do it right.
Excellent.
And let me ask you a question, because Long Island Music Entertainment, I didn't really get the background of this. So tell us a little bit about the company and how did it start and everything that went from there.
All right. So, yeah, Long Island Music and Entertainment, this coming February of 2019 will be our 4th year on the scene. We started February of 2015. And actually, I was with a similar website doing similar stuff, and that just went, south. And my friends knew that I worked in radio. So, like, with your connections and with what you did with the other website, why don't you put together your own website? And I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, it's a pretty good idea. And before I started rolling anything out, I needed a name. So I just came up with, about 10 different names. And Lime stuck. And everyone's like, what does Lime stand for? I said, Long Island Music and Entertainment. I wanted LIE for, the expressway and for Long Island Entertainment. But it was taken already.
Yeah, I think some DJ company has that or something like that.
Yeah, something. We Googled it, and it came right up. So I'm like, oh, shit, I can't use LIE.
No, Lime's good. You need an acronym that really stands out.
Right.
Yeah, you really do.
But it would have been perfect LIE because of the 495.
Absolutely.
So it would have been both. But so I figured, hey, let me just throw the M in there for music, and Lime, Long Island Music Entertainment was born. And originally, it was just supposed to be a Facebook page, and I was going to do all my reviews and everything on Facebook.
Okay.
And I was told that, no, you need a website, and I didn't know how to make a website.
Neither do we. Oh, no, Pete, you know how to make a website?
I don't.
Fucking balls. All right, anyway.
So I had a
Should we
friend.
get Wix?
I see those all the time. That guy is so knowledgeable.
I had a friend design the website, and he told me how to upload, and uploading is the easiest thing. It's on Weebly.
Okay.
Weebly is a fun, easy site. Someone stupid like me that could figure it out easily. So it's limeny.weebly.com is the official website, and we're on Facebook at Long Island Music and Entertainment.
I think it's the easier place to funnel everyone to Facebook because everyone knows how to get to you from Facebook and then link it out.
I have my own Facebook page that I'm crazy about, so I'm always on that, always promoting. That's how you got to get it across. You got to promote, and post like crazy just so people get Lime in their heads and be, oh shit, here's another post from Todd with Lime. But that's how you do it.
Now let me ask you a question: what kind of events do you have coming up besides our event on August 17th at 89 North?
I'm glad you asked that because on September 1st we are hosting Demon Scar. Demon Scar is a friend's band of mine.
Ooh, look at Pete's eyes go up.
Demon Scar, they're really good. Like if you like the Ramones and if you like the old school heavy rock, you definitely want to check out Demon Scar. They actually asked us to host their event at Mr. Beery's in Bethpage on September 1st.
Yeah.
It's all one word, right? Demon Scar?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And they're really good. So we're hosting that on September 1st, which is, a few weeks after our big Rock for Research concert.
Yep, absolutely.
And what Lime is all about, you could find great content, like I said earlier, about reviews, about restaurants, concerts, events. We do a lot of events. We do a lot of reviews at the Paramount. We love the Paramount. I know.
That's right. We'll be all right with it.
The Paramount is a great spot.
I'm over it. We already got a studio here.
But
We're good.
Our video interviews, we've, it's sporadic, but the biggest names that we have on Lime currently are Jim Brewer and Dee Snider.
Yeah, Jim's a great fan of the, good friend of the club here.
Yeah.
And
Jim.
I've worked on a few. He's done a few podcasts from here for Sirius.
Nice.
Because he just needed a satellite studio to work on, and then he'd record it and then bounce it out of here and go with it. So.
Jim called me last summer. It was actually this time last summer that he called me, and it was like such an amazing experience. Yeah. And actually, I got a funny story about that interview. I don't know if we have.
You got plenty of time.
All right.
I'm not. So this music is Demon Scar, so that's why you hear the music.
Nice.
Here goes.
So shout out to Nick and Craig, Demon Scar. We're playing you guys. So
it's old school.
I can get down with that.
Yeah, that's cool.
With the Jim Brewer interview, what I did, I had him on speakerphone on my cell phone, and I Mickey Moused the whole situation. I had the video camera on my computer on an image of Jim. Brian, did I ever tell you the story?
I've seen it, but I haven't.
Okay, so
it's online. You can find it.
Yeah, it's on limeny.weebly.com.
Nice.
Cheap plug right there. So I was talking to him, and I was holding my cell phone, and I'm like holding my cell phone different ways throughout the interview. I'm looking at my computer screen. I'm like, holy shit! My cell phone was facing the screen, so the number was facing the computer.
Oh yeah, he was giving out his personal
phone number to everybody.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh shit! If someone really looks at this, they could get Jim Brewer's phone number. So I had to like refilm it after we were done, and it worked out. So if you
everything was good.
If you watch the interview, you cannot see his number.
All right, good.
So it's
he blurred it out, did the right thing.
Yeah, but most recently, I don't know if I'm going on a rant, but once I start talking about my website,
go for it.
Last week we went to Westbury Theater at NYCB at Westbury Theater, whatever it's called now.
You're right. NYCB at Westbury, yep.
And we went to see Victor Potato.
Yes, Vicky.
And
Bread and Milk guy.
Yeah, Bread and Milk, amongst many other funny videos. Brian's not a fan of his, but I think the guy is hilarious. He called me a few weeks ago to promote the show, and his manager was able to give me a handful of tickets. So I brought my dad. shout out to my dad, who's 71 years old and started stand-up comedy at 70.
Get out of here,
So,
really? Well, we were in the
gotta-
epicenter of comedy here at Governor's Comedy Club.
Yeah, so if you know anybody, my dad would love to play the stage here at Governor's.
We have
so-
plenty of open mic nights. I'm serious. Have him come
He
out
doesn't want
for-
to do open mic nights. He wants the headline.
That's a tough sell without some background.
Gotta crawl before you walk.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of these
Now
guys, these kids tonight, like for instance, we had a show going on tonight. I don't know if you heard, but they're putting in the time, putting in the effort, and they kind of they like to let you grow a little bit, and they want to see you move up from there. So no matter how old you are, and there's a bunch of guys here that are in their 60s and 70s that are just starting into their career,
my
and
dad's
just trying to go into it.
My dad's in a group of comedians with other vets. He's a vet as well.
Okay.
He's an Air Force vet, and
Well, that'd be a show to sell. Do it in the little room down here.
Well, I think they come here. A bunch of them come here already.
Yeah, but I mean, like as a vet showcase.
They
and
played.
then-
They played Mohegan Sun a few times. My
the fuck outta
my
here.
dad's played the comedy room in Mohegan
Is there somewhere
Sun.
we could find any of his comedy? Is it on
Yeah,
YouTube?
go to YouTube. Yeah, you can go to YouTube.
What
and,
am I searching?
You can search. He's gonna love that I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Art Silver, Mohegan Sun, and you
Nice.
can watch his videos.
That's awesome. Yeah, check it out. That's really cool.
I call myself his manager and agent.
Fuck, and I don't want to say we ignored you the entire fucking 2.5 hours we've been here, but
No,
you got a lot of content here. We could do a whole other show with you.
I just woke up. It's all good.
I'm just getting my third wind. So that's awesome. So he's got a lineup, and he's got a crew, and he runs a bunch of the major comedy. I mean, Mohegan's pretty big.
Yeah, well, no, he doesn't run it.
No, I don't mean he
gets
runs
asked.
Mohegan, but I mean he runs with those other guys that do the
Yeah,
shows.
they're funny. Some of the vets are comedians that I think have played here. I know they play here at Governor's, and some of them are really funny. And I tell my dad, I said, these guys that you're with, they're comedians. You're not. So
It's hard to say that when you have family around that we're funny, they're funny. It's hard when it's family.
Right.
It's another thing when you're around other people. It's pretty dope.
Oh, you actually looking it up? No, you do Art Silver, Mohegan Sun. It should be the first one that comes up.
Ah, he's looking it up here?
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to be able to play back from there. You want me to do it from here?
I'm
Just looking it up? All right, well, we could play a bit going into break or leaving out of here afterwards.
Should be the first
I don't
one.
want to
Yeah,
stop
there he is.
playing.
That's the first one.
Art Silver, stand up.
There he is. Big
Yeah, well-
Artie, they call him.
Big what is it?
Big Artie.
Big Artie.
Yeah, he's
All right,
6'4".
cool.
I don't know what happened to me. I got my mom's height.
Skip the generation.
All right, we'll try to play one of these into the
You don't have
finale
to.
here.
You want to attract listeners. You don't want to lose listeners.
Detract listeners, no. God, that's pretty cool. And so, what's the I guess mission statement of the company? What's your goal? What are you trying to do here?
See, it's a hobby for me. I do it for fun. It's just to get out there. Like, I have a lot of friends that play in bands, and I love music. I love going to shows. I love seeing all my friends play in bands, and I wish I could be up on stage playing with them, but I don't know anything about playing an instrument. So, with
It's a son of a bitch, ain't it? You're
yeah,
like, God damn it, I want to play drums, but I don't know anything
I
about
love
drums.
going to Mr. Beery's. I love going to KJ Farrow's. I love going to
yeah,
see
yeah.
him wherever to play. And, this is my part of the local scene to give back. This is what I can do for the local scene, so I'm going to promote you. And Lime, everything for Lime is free. If I'm writing about a restaurant, if I'm writing about a show, it's all free. I'm not charging you. Just, if I review a restaurant, you better be feeding me for free because I'm
Right.
doing the review. If I'm reviewing a concert, leave me tickets at the window. And for 3 years now, almost 4 years, it's been going, some people say yes, some people say no, some people you don't hear back from. It's just, Lime is a full site. I mean, you'll be amazed at all the content that's on there. So you guys definitely got to check it out.
So it's on Facebook.
It's on Facebook.
Long
but the
Island Music and Entertainment.
Right, but the content is on the actual website.
It's on the website, but you have a link to it from the
Yeah,
Facebook.
yep.
So that's why. And then Pete and I have been, kind of dealing with multiple social media sites and trying to filter everyone to one place. From what I understand, and for what we're doing here, I'm supposed to be filtering everybody into our website, govsradio.com, and for our video content on YouTube. So if you can filter it in, that's what I've learned from guys who've been doing it from like.
I'll cross promote. I'll promote you guys.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I would love to.
Yeah.
And we'll throw some stuff on our social media as well, and just again, same thing. It helps the network and it helps to attract followers from other places.
With Victor Botetto, when I spoke to his manager, he said, "Listen, I'm not worried about a review after. I'm worried about selling tickets. So whatever we could do to
sell more tickets.
That's what I'm into." He said, "If you want to do a review at the end, that's up to you. That's whatever you want to do."
Mm-hmm.
So he was nice enough to give us the tickets, and I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna pat my own back, but my reviews are good. And every review that I write and I give to that person, whether it's a restaurant or a concert or whatever it is,
or beer,
they love it. They said, "Oh my God, these reviews are amazing." So, since his manager was nice enough to give me the tickets, I said, I'm going to do the review because
might as well. At that point, you already went through the process,
right? So, I actually thought that the review didn't come out it came out decent, but I didn't think it came out great. And I sent it to his manager. I said, I just did the review, check it out. And he said, it came out great. And I'm going to have Vic share it on his social media accounts.
Nice.
So he shared it on his Facebook, his Twitter, and his Instagram. 500,000 people have the chance to see this. Yep. And as soon as he posted it, I'm not saying 500,000 people saw it, but
not everybody, but you got a lot. You got
about a couple hundred people saw it, and some people wrote, it was an amazing review. Todd Silver's such a good writer, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
Awesome. Well, it's the beauty of social media nowadays, and so what we found from what we've been starting from in January is our Instagram, our Twitter, our Facebook. Really, Instagram is what we're mostly on, and then we just kind of sidetrack or sidecar the rest of it.
I don't know how to work any of the social media.
Well, that's the thing.
Pete's fucking way.
Yeah.
If not for doing this podcast, I still would not have any social media presence. Yeah. And I'd still be okay with it.
The ultimate goal for running Lime is I want to be walking down the street doing being at a store or wherever, and someone will be, hey, that's Todd Silver from Lime.
Yeah,
that's the ultimate goal right there.
You just don't want to be that guy from Girls Gone Wild that's like, hey, there's the guy that got arrested and was incarcerated. He's out now, by the way.
I want to sign a legit autograph.
There you go.
It could be worse. It could be worse. Let me
chime in.
It could be worse.
Brian's ears.
You could be worse people than that guy right now.
What happened to that guy?
So he got arrested because underage, right. Somebody didn't show ID properly, and
17-year-olds flashing.
That's bullshit that it's on him, though, and I get it. I get it. I understand why. But that's bullshit that it's on him.
Girls Gone Wild. That's a throwback, Mike.
It really is. And he's coming out with a brand new.
That's late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was on.
I had some of those videos.
On VHS?
No, fuck that. It was on Art Man's channel. It was on Access TV, previous called HD Net.
Wow.
Mark Cuban's channel.
Yes.
Hosted Girls Gone Wild very late night, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Really?
And this was at the dawn of DVR. See, if you don't think I didn't tape any of those, fuck VHS. I actually had HD quality recordings of Girls Gone Wild for a little while, and then they, of course, he got arrested and everything got pulled. But he's out, and he's now creating brand new ones, and I guarantee he has a brand new way of identifying children.
I would love to talk to that guy.
Yeah.
I brought the videos up to school. I went to Oneana. And
of course, everyone did.
I thought you were going to say you brought him with you. I was going to say, what the fuck?
No, we got a VHS player right the fuck
in. The kid across the room, the hall from me, he was pledging a frat, and he needed videos. He needed porno videos as part of his initiation.
Yeah,
and he asked me, he's like, where can I get something? I'm like, I don't know. I have the Girls Gone Wild videos. He's like, yeah, I'll take those. So I sold him the videos so he could pledge his frat.
And I guarantee it was a fucking hit because those things were fantastic. Because it was one of those things where you only got the true girl from a small town. It was never porn. There was never anything non-legit about it. It was him literally going into clubs and bars and finding the freakiest girl and bringing her out and getting her to do some crazy shit.
He traveled in a big bus, too.
Yes, he did. He had a bang bus. He had a Girls Gone Wild bus.
And it goes back circle.
Yes, it does. And with that, let's get the fuck out of here. Jesus Christ. Graz, you got to get a Girls Gone Wild bus. That'll be my the line of the day.
Thanks for having us. And
Todd, we really appreciate it. Let's do our final plugs here. So let's get the concert plugged, and then let's get both of your businesses plugged, and we'll start with Brian. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, so the tickets for the concert are at tickets.bellportbrewing.net.
And you can find a link to that still on your Facebook?
Everywhere. I mean, everywhere. Facebook, Instagram.
No, but just because I know people are somewhat stupid, and they won't be able to tickets.
I'm very stupid.
I'm not sure what else is next.
I mean, so we've been very blessed with a lot of the free advertisement that's come to us just because it's a good fundraiser. So I mean, there was
Good Times.
Good Times.
Good Times
ran an
Magazine.
event for us.
Yeah, sure.
Newsday ran something for us.
Aces Magazine.
Aces Magazine.
And where's that at? Is that local?
Aces, yeah, it's Montauk.
right?
Yeah, Montauk to Brooklyn.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Digital Journal. A lot of great places has given us some
Long Island
great-
Music and Entertainment.
Yeah, that too.
Of course.
Cheap plug.
They've given us some great feedback and some good opportunities for
WBAB and BLI also.
and BLI.
Nice, okay, good.
And I will tell you the Shark as well. They gave us some free advertising.
Well, they
which was
should
awesome.
after they, what happens.
So that you can get tickets right from the website. You can go to Eventbrite and just search for events in Patchogue in the next 2 weeks.
Good.
You'll see it on the news. What is it? Newsday, right? Next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, August 12th will be in the story will be in Newsday's physical issue.
Yeah, nice.
And it's a Sunday too, so that's
Yeah,
that's
people.
big.
I only get Thursdays and Sundays, so
Yeah, so it'll be
Yeah.
there. It'll be there. So
Yeah.
you can get that there.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. As far-
I did that. I did that.
I'll take a picture of it. I'll post that as well.
As far as the brewery goes, bellportbrewing.com. We have Facebook, all the social medias, and just keep up to date of what we're doing and when we'll be there.
And when do you think
we're
you're going to
working
get
on
that whole thing sorted out?
I would love to say that doors open within 60 days.
Nice.
Tavern brewery.
Really, you're that close?
novelty
We
brewery.
are. Oh no. The good thing is the TTB work and the SLA work is done.
Okay.
And that was the easy part. We knew that was going to be no problem. It's the local municipalities that are a little bit of a problem here. So we should have that all fixed.
Good.
I have great lawyers on my side, and they're helping us out real well.
And
so.
you got Todd with a lot
And
of
I got Todd. I
yeah,
can't
absolutely.
lose. I can't lose.
Yeah.
So we're doing well.
All right, Todd, and what do you got? You got your plugolas here.
Yeah. I run a little website called Lime, Long Island Music and Entertainment, and we could be found on Facebook at Long Island Music and Entertainment, and the actual website is limeny.weebly.com. And if you want to check out reviews about the local businesses, restaurants, concerts, events, check it out. We also, I didn't mention, we also do a calendar. Every month I update the calendar of local events that I know of or that
That's
people
big
tell
time,
me.
yeah, because people really want to know what's going on. I want to
Yeah.
go out tonight. It's a Thursday night. What the fuck am I doing tonight? You know,
Right.
you can always
So,
check out
you
your
know, just
Facebook,
like
check out the website.
Local bands that I know that I'm friends with, they're up there, or just events that I see on social media that, either we're going to cover or that seems worthwhile for the Lime audience.
And obviously the August 17th, 89 North, Patchogue.
Oh shit! I knew I forgot to add something.
Fuck, we forgot that on the
Yeah,
calendar.
no, that's a that's a
God
featured
damn it.
event. That's a featured event on
Nice.
on the calendar, obviously for
Awesome.
obvious reasons. And yeah, once again, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And August 17th at 55 North. Right now, 89
27 North. Someone's going to be at somebody's residence.
89 North.
I think there's a
We're gonna,
concert going on here. You have a big porch. Is that where Ryan's going to be?
Right.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and come on down, get some tickets, and we'll see you there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, this is The Wort with Mike and Pete. Guys, thanks a lot for coming in.
Thanks for coming in. Yeah.
And talking about beer and having a good time. And thanks, Elaine, for all our callers.
I never said I had a good time with you guys. But,
well,
it was all right.
Did you want any beer? I'm sorry.
No, I'm good.
Weed?
We can bring. Whoa.
It's all right.
We can bring Bud Light next time.
Yeah.
If you want, Todd.
Yeah, Bud Light, Coors Light. So, yes. Well, you let us know.
Take
You
it
call
from
us.
Campaign House.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Now you're talking. I can put that on the BB, the buyback. We're all good. The Wort with Mike and Pete. We thank everyone for calling in. Eric, Graz, of course, Ryan calling in to support the show. He's going to be performing live at 89 North in Patchogue. Get your tickets. Go to Bellport Brewing's Facebook page or go to
Bellportbrewing.com.
There it is. And tickets.bellportbrewing.com. We'll also have it on our social media. Check out our Instagram, The Wort of Podcast, Twitter, Facebook, our live stream, our replays are happening on the Hopped Up Network. Yes, on Laughable, the app, and national apps, and also replays right here on govsradio.com, our home now and forever. And anything else to report, Pete?
Support your local breweries.
Support them all.
Please.
Because they're all about keeping local businesses and local tastes and, goddamn, everything we've really ever
Go
had
out for
here.
fucking trivia night.
Yes.
Go grab a 4-pack.
End up going to a food truck because you're hammered.
I don't know. Port Jeff's got their music every
all the time. Everyone's got all the.
Wednesday nights?
Everyone's got everything every night. So check them all out. Again, check out our Instagram to find out more about what's going on in your local area. We will have some posts about the show coming up on August 17th. And we will be back probably in September. We're going to
Little hiatus, family
little
vacations.
hiatus, family vacations, lots
Also,
of things going on.
More
Yeah,
thing
go ahead.
about August 17th.
Yeah.
I think what we're going to do, what I'm going to do for Lime is that I'm going to do Facebook live feeds
Nice.
throughout
Yeah,
the
good.
day, so to highlight and document the day. If there's service available, of course. So,
Well, Patrick's not too bad in the town. Once you get down by the waterfront, it sucks ass.
Right,
but
right.
yeah, in the town,
But
it's
yeah,
pretty good.
you know, friend us on Facebook at Long Island Music and Entertainment, and if you're not there in person, you know, watch some feeds from the Facebook Live.
Absolutely. All right, guys. That'll be us for now. We'll check you out in a few weeks. Keep in touch. This is The Word with Mike and Pete, GubsRadio.com. We'll see you later. Later.
Thanks.
Well, that's 2 hours of your life that you'll never get back.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.